Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Ball and Board Games. I'm Ball.
I'm bored.
Guess what? We're going to try to do a rulebook rundown again. Well, no, I guess again for us.
Yeah.
Not for you. We tried it one time.
Didn't work.
And the main rulebook is kind of screwy in how it teaches. So they got a quick start guide and some stuff that we have off to the side now to help us. So it's definitely helped get an initial character set up, which we will show you what we did. But yeah, this is Odalin, Dungeons of Doom. And, rulebook rundown. And just so you know as well, for the rulebook rundown, this is not specifically a how-to, it kind of is, but it's also us discovering how to play the game with you. So have fun.
Yeah, and hopefully learn the way we learn. So for those of you who've followed along on our Odalin content, we did an unboxing like 2 months ago. Usually our rulebook rundown just comes right after the unboxing, but there's been a few issues with this game. So if you're thinking about purchasing this game, it's something just to know. It's good information to have. We're not going to sway you one way or the other, but want to be transparent with you.
Yep.
First is the storage is not great. They sell sleeves with the game in the Pledge Manager. If you sleeve all the cards, they will not fit back in that box. So there's something to think about. It's an issue we had trying to put everything back together again.
Yeah.
I had to go buy a separate card box to put all the cards in. There's like 1,500 cards. The other issue, as Nick just mentioned, the rule book is very high level. It doesn't thoroughly go over how to set up a character in a clean way. They have finally provided a quick start guide. That was provided via PDF. We're still waiting for a physical copy of it, as well as the player aid is via PDF. So we're improving. We have the access to what we need, we think. We're still missing, they're sending a errata pack or an update pack. We're missing tokens. We're missing some cards. There's cards with just incorrect verbiage on them. Mm-hmm. So we're still waiting for those. We're hoping to have them in the next month or so. But we want to get you content of at least the rulebook rundown. Yep. We will save any scenario play and campaign play until we have everything correct and in person.
Yes. Alrighty.
Well, story time.
Close that so we don't disturb bombastic. Story time. Introduction. If I wield the darkness to stop a worse evil, am I a sinner? Welcome to Odalin, once a prosperous and peaceful continent where cities flourished under the sun-kissed sky of the great desert. Its people were known for their bravery, protecting their cities from occasional desert monsters or thwarting rare bandit raids. However, everything changed with the arrival of Abaddon, the Lord of Hell. Leading an army of demons, he took the world by surprise, spreading chaos and death before anyone could comprehend how and why the demons were invading. With powers far surpassing even the mightiest of mortals, Abaddon brought the downfall of many kingdoms. A being of absolute evil, he is even feared by his own kind. As in the past, he betrayed the other lords of hell, leading to their imprisonment by the mortals and the jinns. With no one able to confront him, the few surviving heroes now have a dire choice: to continue in a lost battle for survival, or do whatever is necessary to find a source of power that can rival the invaders. The path ahead is fraught with peril and hard choices. Nevertheless, it may be the only way to avert the destruction of their world. The rules reflect the struggle to contain the demonic influence with the soul and corruption tracks, which can give you great power, but at dire risk, and the power track, which allows heroes to harness power from combating chaos with order and order with chaos. The two core opposing forces in the world of Odalin.
You reading that was like old Ben on like a bottle of tequila.
Was it? Why?
Yeah. Like talking about power and responsibility or whatever.
Oh yeah.
But the way he it was like phrased weird. Yeah. It's just like he's drunk, swaying, talking about
chaos with power and order with chaos. So right. Odalin, so Lord of Hell, screwing shit up. Much like the rule book.
Yeah. I'm already looking for like what the picture of one of these things is.
Hilarious.
But we'll get there. I guess. Maybe. I don't know.
What does it say?
Amulet of Power. It's a very vague term.
Interesting.
What is an amulet of power?
We have a bunch of tokens. Does it say to find it?
Yep, it has to go on the initiative track.
Look at the pictures.
There are no pictures.
No, the initiative track in there.
Yeah, no, I there's all these things. I don't know if those are in Most Power or not.
Cool.
Those look like corruption markers.
Off to a good start.
We'll get to that. We'll come back to that. Okay, so first, we're going to use this zoomed out view a little bit. We're going to give you an overview. So again, they have the quick start guide. We're just going to read the first few sections of the quick start guide so you have a general overview of what the player area is. And then in the rule book, we'll go through the actual chapter setup for players and the board and all of that. Hopefully between the two, we'll have a comprehensive idea of how this works.
Find out.
So first off, I shall go directly to you. For setup, so the quick start guide teaches you the basics so you can start playing. Game logic. So each player is going to choose one hero and one demon to bind. The pairing defines your entire action deck. Each card physically combining both halves, your hero half and your demon half. Consider synergies from the start, though you can swap the demon later. So you keep your hero, but you can swap the demon. So that is this deck of black cards. You want to show one and how this works? Boop.
Oh, you have to go to my actual thing. There we go. Bam. So.
You did that completely wrong.
You didn't tell me to put anything in here.
Oh, you didn't put them in yet?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
I already prepped them all.
So should I have
one with one? Yeah. One with one, two with two, and so on.
So perfect. So good deal.
There we go. No, you
I'm showing you how it works. So one with one. And done.
Boom. Yep. So now the demon half is on the bottom there, the hero half is on the top, and you'll have both abilities to use. Each benefit you in one way or another, but they could also harm you because you don't want to get too much on your demon side or you lose your humanity. So you're going to start off. You have your character class. So in this case, Nick is a holy knight. He would place all of them in. So I'll zoom over to mine here. So I have number 1 through number 1, all the way up number 12 to number 12. The first 6, the demon is on the bottom. The second 6, 7 through 12, the demon is on the top. But it should be very clear to see. There we go, nicely. The top and bottom effects are very separate, so you can see exactly what it's calling out for both of them. So that is the first step for this. So the rest of this says, so try to mix these with class unique abilities to chain powerful combos across your 3 action points. So each of us will have 3 action points per round activation.
And that is one of the things that we don't have, so we will be using
some dice. So we need to each grab one of those.
Yeah, that's what I figured. So we don't have the actual token, so we're gonna use a die to mark. Boom. For 3.
Yes. There is some other stuff we'll just cover, but yeah, that is one of the things in the update pack is no one received action tokens. So stronger attacks inflict corruption. Corruption is one of the tracks on your player board. It ticks up every round. Let it overflow and you become tainted. Push too far and lose control, transforming into a demon that turns against your whole party. So this is a fun, cooperative campaign game, but all of a sudden one person could just go off on their own, turn into a demon, and then they have their own quest line against the party. Soul is the controlled path to the same power. Spend the full soul to enter demonic form. For 2 full turns of devastating abilities. Transform too early, you waste it. Transform too late, you may not survive. Equipment matters. Items grant stat bonuses and unique powers, and stat reward stacking. Ooh, that was rough. Each breakpoint unlocks a bigger bonus than the last. Hunt for gear that amplifies your hero and demon powers. And then it says, the dungeon pushes you forward. Clear every room, claim its rewards, open a door, and go deeper. You'll fight through a sequence of rooms until you reach the sanctuary, which is your chance to rest, recover, and save your progress. Be careful. Bosses are everywhere. And then the typical golden rule, like most campaign games, if a card says something, the card overrules the rulebook. Yep. So if the card's more specific, follow the card.
Yep.
There is some key icons here. We'll explain all those on the boards as we get to the boards. For the rest of the setup, each player should have 1 hero tile, which is their little thing in the middle, and their character tray surrounding it. You'll have an action deck, which is what we just described how to set up. you'll have an initiative card for your hero. You'll have an initiative card for your demon side. You'll have starting items. Those are listed at the bottom. Some of them are missing, but hopefully you'll have them all when you actually have the game. So you start your starting items, and then have your minis. All right. So then this is the disclaimer I was trying to figure out. So if you have fewer than 4 heroes, we have 2. You would put 2 amulets of power onto the initiative track. We're going to act as if these are that for right now. I don't know, actually, if that's the right idea. You know what? I have generic tokens over here, though. We are going to call these... There's no picture there.
There's a picture of the track with things on it.
Yeah, but it's these things. But these specifically have the same picture of the corruption symbol.
That's
So
what it
use
is.
them. So it just says, add amulet cards to the initiative track. Oh, amulet cards. Ha ha ha. Maybe that actually helped. Hold on. I have some extra cards chilling over here.
But you don't put cards on that track.
I know. Nope, we do. There's 2 amulet of powers.
Nice.
We are going to dictate those with these 2 tokens. Okay, that wasn't as bad as I thought it'd be. So these are off to the side. You can't see them on screen right now. There we go. We'll move over to the screen so you can see them. So boom, boom. So right now, there's 2 amulet of power cards. We're just going to use these tokens. I don't see specific tokens to those symbols. They might be here. I have to look through. There's a lot of pieces to this game.
That's not the initiative track anyway. That's the health track. That's what I was looking in the book.
Oh, cool. Okay.
The initiative track is literally just the
cards. Oh, okay. Oh, initiative cards. Look at that.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That works.
That they just have right here.
Yeah. So we have 2 amulet of power cards. The reason for that is to balance it because there's only 2 players versus this game is built on 4. So it says specifically, when you come across the amulet in the initiative track, choose a hero to get 1 extra turn. They get 3 more action points and they draw 3 action cards. Each hero can only use it once. So we have 2.
Yeah.
Nick can't have 3 turns. I have 1. We both have to have 2 turns, but we get to decide what order to do it in.
It does say on the card, it says choose a hero to take an extra turn. It covers all spent initiative points or action points and draws 3 cards. And then it has an icon that says at any time, including the enemy's turn, a hero can heal an amount equal to half its maximum amount of down once per combat. And it says can't be recovered by enemies, whatever that means. We'll get there.
Yeah, and it also says that if you, let's say, like, I went and then the amulet was next for me. If I didn't spend all my initiative points, I can't just merge it into the amulet because I have another turn. So it's a fresh, brand new turn.
Yeah, it's like a brand new person going.
Okay, so that was actually not bad. Card clears it. Nice.
The mixture of the quick start with the actual.
All right, we're getting there. So then, equipped and prepare. So there's starting gear. So again, each player has starting gear. We'll cover that in more detail shortly. There are dice. There's a whole set of dice sitting off to the side here. The organization of the dice, if you just pull one of each color out. Green is defense. So all defense is green. The rest are your attack pool. White is the lowest, then it's red, then it's blue, then it's black. So those will be described on the bottom right corner of your items. So here you can see blue, black, green, armor, and then attacking, which makes sense. It'll tell you what die color you have and how many you have. So, solid. Core stats. We'll go over to your board for this. So each player will receive 6 core stat tokens. Those slide very nicely in and out. So there's 4 tokens per color. There's 2 tokens per color, double-sided, so 4 sides. So you find the number of your starters right there and slide them in. Starting in the upper left-hand corner, you have power. That is a bonus added to hit damage, which for Nick is 0. For me, I have a 2. I add +1 damage. You have orange. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm reading the plan. You have orange, the bottom right. Vigor. Bonus increase to max health. You have purple. Agility. Bonus add shields to defense rolls. So I have +1 shield. You also have +1 shield. You have green, which is luck. Bonus added to crit damage. You have a yellowish spirit. Control card upgrades. Attacks and auras. Upper part, So the upper part of your card is attacks and auras. Flip during rest in a campfire between chapters. It'll explain that more detail later, I'm assuming. And then last one is Mind, which is blue. Control card upgrades for the instant and abilities, which is the bottom half.
So should I get... He says 35 to start. So does that mean with this plus
that will
10...
explain it in a moment when we get to the more detail.
Okay.
And then the final thing is your tracks. So you have a health track in the upper right-hand corner. Key rules for the health track. Remove figure, skip turns. I don't know why it's giving that information. So there is some key rules here. It just says remove figure, comma, skip turns, comma, flip one action point to the tainted side. Only first aid or resurrect brings you back. So that might be if you lose all your health, that's what's going to happen. You have a little angel wings symbol, which is the white symbol here. The key rules there is it fuels abilities and demon transformation. Excess above 10 gives you +1 health, which it nicely shows right there. And then you have the demonic one, +1 every round, actually tainted, sorry. +1 every round. If you exceed 10, reset to 0, you're going to flip an action point to tainted. So again, we're just using some D20s because we don't have the tokens. These are normally tokens where there's a tainted side and a non-tainted side. So this is saying if you reach the top of this, flip a token to the tainted side. Okay, so that is where we're going to end on the quick start guide for now, before we get to the round structure. So now we're going to go through the deeper dive of the player, or the actual rulebook, to explain what all this is. So, first off, I'm just going to show it. I'm not going to read this off. There is a nice table of symbols. So this goes over all the symbols that we're probably going to see in this game between different tokens, those tracks I just went over, and a bunch of other things you might see throughout the game. But here we go. Chapter 1, Introduction to Heroes. All quests are played as a team. A team is a group of between 2 to 4 heroes. All heroes are considered allies.
Okay.
Not all allies are heroes. So, for example, if you have an NPC, that is an ally, it is not a hero. Makes perfect sense. Great. Good start. Definitions. Heroes refer to a character. This term does not apply to an NPC. Great. Allies can be any character, including NPCs. Cool. Targeting rules. When an effect is meant to target an ally, it cannot target the character creating the effect. In other words, you're not your own ally.
Right. Makes sense.
Good, because that is a loophole we would think of. Can I just use that myself? I'm one of the heroes. When an effect targets a hero, it can target anyone, including the hero triggering the effect.
Okay. Makes sense.
Because of that, an effect that targets a hero cannot target an NPC, because it's also not a hero. All right, cool.
Yep.
So, put the character tray together.
Done.
We are going to start with a quick explanation of the middle card, which is your character card. First, you have who you are. You have you have the picture of who you are. So, some cool artwork of your hero's appearance. You have your name of your distinct hero. At the very bottom, you have your class, is your area of expertise. This is the action deck you will receive. So your hero action deck is based on that class at the bottom of the card. Back to the top, under your name, you have a little tagline, but then you have your hit points, your max HP. Use a black cube on the character tray to mark the limit of your HP.
We're using red because we want to.
Yeah, because red just makes sense for health. Your current hit points will be marked in the HP track with your HP token. On the right-hand side of that, you have your soul. Indicate your hero's starting soul. It resets after every rest, which is a campfire.
Is it on the right side of that?
Right side of that. Yeah, right side of that.
Oh, I was looking at the
track.
track.
No, it's not about that board. Everything's on this board right now, but the track's over there.
Gotcha, yes, there's this.
Use a white cube to track your soul. Yep. So he started with 0 or 2? 2. I started with 3. Directly under the soul number is your passive power. Special abilities unique to your character. Some might activate under other circumstances. So would you like to read off? What do you got here? Sorry, one sec. On the back, there's a whole intro story. When we do the scenarios and everything, we'll read that story. We're not going to do the rulebook rundown.
So I have a Holy Aura. You may pay 2 soul to activate or change your aura. Last until combat ends. If you were already in an aura and changed it, you heal 5 in addition to changing the aura 7 with Defender Resolve. Okay. Then I have, looks like I have spots where I can mark off 1, 2, or 3 for using those. So probably another one of those cubes or something like that. So aura protection. Oh, so I must have a token not changing my aura. Got it.
Oh, so you're marking what your current aura is.
Yeah, so I specifically put in one more cube. So the auras that I have, aura protection. So heroes in, it says 2, it's probably within 2 spaces, gain +1 green die against enemy attacks. It says aura of retribution. Enemies that attack heroes in, again, it says 2 in brackets. I assume it means within 2 spaces.
I was about that. Any number in spaces is range. Or any number in brackets is range.
So my assumption is correct. It takes 2 damage. And then Aura of Sacrifice, you can transfer to you any blood or demon symbol.
That's...
Yeah, one's like a blood drop. So any damage or corruption maybe. Dealt to allies in 2 range. Okay, so if someone gets dealt corruption or damage.
Blood drop is damage. The corruption is the skull with the horns.
So I can transfer damage or corruption to me from allies when they're dealt it that are within range 2 as well. And then Defender Resolve, my last one. So heals on you are increased by 50% rounded down. So if someone heals me for 10, then I get 15 total. It's cool.
Nice. For me, so I'm Kira the Demon Hunter. I have Stealth. After playing a Stealth card, you may move 2. Move isn't capitalized, which nicely explains that's the move action. If no enemy is within range 2, you then become Stealthed. When Stealthed, enemies only target you if there's no other hero available. If you are attacked in Stealthed, you get 1 extra green die, and then you'll lose Stealth. At the start of your turn, also you would lose Stealth, but you gain 1 hit and 1 damage on your next attack. So you automatically get a hit and a damage on your next attack if you're Stealth.
Nice.
Solid. Okay. And then at the very bottom, we already went over is your stats, your starting stats. So use the tokens.
Just for the sake of, in case an action point goes corrupted, white.
Oh, that was way better. Yeah.
White is regular, and if it gets corrupted, switch it to black.
Cool.
These are different enough from those, so.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Again, we're making substitutes because we don't have the tokens yet, so doing our best.
Yes. Okay, so the rest of the player boards, we kind of went over that already. So you have your soul track. It represents the souls you collect. To transform into a demon, you spend 10 souls. Anytime you go over 10, you get +1 health, which is very clearly stated at the top of that track. The corruption track is the corruption you've gained. If at any time it would rise above 10, including like if you were at 9 and it jumps all the way to 11, that's above 10 still, you immediately reset it to 0 and then flip an action point to its tainted side, which in our case would be the black die. Whenever you use a tainted action point, you receive 1 on this track. So it's going to flip a die or flip a token, and then you also are going to keep going up that track. One of your basic actions, Penitence, which is in the bottom right-hand corner of our player board, allows you to pay 3 health and reduce that track of corruption by 2.
Bloodletting.
You have your HP in your HP track. You have your current stats, which are all the little tokens that we set up. Bonuses are in white on all of those tokens, because we kind of explain what those each bonuses give you. Actions in the bottom right-hand corner. I'll go back to you. There are the different actions you have each turn. Those are, and you spend, it shows right there the little circular symbol. That is your action point symbol. So you spend an action point to play a card. There are attack cards, there's order cards, there's ability cards, there's instant cards. That is your deck of cards.
Nice.
You, during your turn as a standard action, you can pay 1 to attack. You can't use more than 1 attack in a round. So even if you have 3 and you're next to someone, you can't attack 3 times. You can only attack once.
Interesting.
As many ores and abilities, you can pay... As many ores and or abilities you can pay for. Okay, so there might be cards that allow you to do something different. I'm assuming that's how that's being worded.
I
But specifically, you can normally only attack once. It says.
It does?
Yeah, it says you cannot use more than one attack, even if you have action points remaining, for a standard action.
Interesting.
So I'm assuming it's like a bonus action of cards, it might allow you differently.
Yeah, but like this basic attack, you can only do...
Once per round.
Once.
Yes.
Are each of these once? Basic movement and stuff too?
No, it just says specific. So far, it says specifically that.
Huh.
Just for actions.
Okay.
Basic movement. Gain 3 movement points. Only can be used on your turn. Yeah.
Makes sense.
Wait a second, hold on. Do I have a 1 attack here? Because the 1 attack thing is specifically under the action cards. Oh, attack action card. Which I'm not going to easily find right now. So it's during your turn. So this is under action cards.
Because like I'm pretty sure the fist is 2 attack.
Yeah.
Or 2. So you can use it for the ability, or move 2, or to attack for 2, probably.
Blue fist is aligned to order. Whatever that means. Yeah, so specifically under action cards, it says action cards of a standard action, 1 attack. You can only you cannot use more than 1 attack with those action cards. So I'm assuming maybe if you played an action card that says, "Hey, spend 1 to attack," you can't use that card 3 times.
Right.
So I'm assuming the card you can just use once. Okay, it's just worded weird. Basic action is now later. Basic action, make a simple melee action, range of 1, 1 damage or 1 hit. What is this?
1 damage.
1 damage. Only once on your turn. Also only once on your turn. Okay. So any type of attack, it seems like you can only do once on your turn. Penitence, we just went over. Spend 3 health. Reduce your corruption by 2. Interact. Use an adjacent interactable object.
Wow.
So anything that's you're adjacent to, you can use to pick up if it's. And then finally, first aid. Help a defeated ally adjacent to you recover. It recovers half of its health. Rounded down.
Okay.
Okay. So now, how to set everything else up. Well, the way this is going to work is it goes through chapter overviews. The chapters are going to follow this and explain it way more in depth. This is just going to be an overview of how everything looks. So, for first setup here, again, we're using Bald's board. We have your player tray and everything in the center. All the tokens with it. Directly under it, and it shows to the right, is all of your small cards. So you have your weapons, you have your items, your consumables, any defense. Right now we have our initiative card for our demon side as well. So those all just sit there. Next to, on this side, will be your minis. You will have your demon card, so it gives you the information of your demon. You will have your deck here. Which will get shuffled. You'll have a discard pile next to that deck, and then directly under the demon card right there, which we can do now if you like after you shuffle, is you're going to deal 4 action cards. Those would be your starting 4 action cards. So for the action deck, each hero has a deck composed of 12 cards. It is a merger, 12 hero action cards with 12 demon action cards. When you're first building your deck, choose your hero and demons based on the numbers marked. This restriction does not apply when leveling up. So you can fully customize. So we just did like card number 1 went with, or card hero 1 went with demon 1. It does not have to be that way. It says you can just do however you want, but we just did that way for this demo. Yep. They may have an attack, aura, ability, or instant on each of those cards. Except for instant, all others must be used during your turn only. At the start of each round, you will draw 4, only if there are enemies on the board. Which we're going to have enemies on the board in a moment. Before drawing, you must discard all action cards remaining on your hand, even if there are no enemies. So it looks like it's going to cycle through. Cool. And then the discard pile, if you have to draw a card and there's no cards remaining, shuffle the discard pile to make a new deck. Similar to most games. Dice pool. Used when attacking. After rolling, compare the number of hits you have against the target's defense. This will determine if you hit or you miss. The rolls can also provide your attack with additional bonuses, such as extra damage, bonus soul, or corruption. And you would see that on some of these dice.
So here I got a soul marker. Looks like 2 hits and 3 hits.
Yeah, so 5 hits plus you would get soul.
Yep.
Your attack pool is defined, the dice are defined by your weapons.
So I use my 2-handed weapon to roll there.
If your attack achieves 3 more hits over the defense level, that is considered a crit hit. That is where the green comes into play. This adds bonus damage based on your luck stat token, which again is green.
Cool. So I would add 2 more damage if I crit.
Yep.
Let's just do that.
Yep. All right, your equipment down below. Each hero can equip an extensive range of different equipment divided between weapons, armor, and accessories. Equipment can provide bonus stats, active powers, passive effects, and extra dice. Weapons for melee or caster. Each hero can equip 1 two-handed weapon or 1 one-handed weapon and 1 off-handed weapon. These weapons give you your attack dice, which are d6s, which will allow you to use, which will be used while attacking. Man. Each hero has its own set of items, so we're not sharing items. If you have 2 weapons, sum both attack dice. So if you have 2 one-handed weapons, on-hand, off-hand, use both dice.
Makes sense.
Armor. Each hero can have 1 armor, either light or heavy. Armor gives you defense green dice. As with weapons, your hero tile specifies which kind of armor it can equip. So this will specifically say, like, I can only equip light armor. Oh.
So maybe this is what you can do, but not what you start with.
Thought of it at the exact same time.
Cool.
Oh, I'll put this away. There we go.
Good to know. All right.
So yeah, we were concerned. We were like, hey, we don't have all these cards that it says for this equipment. But it looks like, yes, your equipment on your player board card tells you what you're allowed to have, not what you actually start with.
Damn, I could use my kitty cat.
Which would have been nice if that was in the book or the Quickstart guide. But
so I can use heavy armor, shield, one-handed weapons, and two-handed weapons. I start with heavy armor, a shield, and a one-handed weapon.
Yes, and I can have light armor, a shield, one-handed, and off-handed. I start with light armor, a one-handed melee, and an off-handed melee, which one of them has an effect, which we'll get to. Accessories. Each hero can equip up to 2 accessories, each one of a different type. That is an amulet, belt, boots, glove, helmet, and ring. So you can't have 2 helmets. That doesn't make sense. You can have 1 helmet and then one something else. Yeah. Some of them can increase your HP, which is nice.
Nice.
All heroes can equip any accessories. There's no restrictions. So we have a whole deck of accessories and consumables and all of that stuff. Anyone can use it.
Cool.
Consumables separately here. These are mainly found during looting and are single-use items. You can have a maximum of 2 separately. So you can have obviously 2 equipment and 2 consumables.
2 accessories and 2 consumables.
Thank you. Yes, 2 accessories, 2 consumables. Equipment based on your card. You can only use one of them on your turn and only during your turn. They are not considered an action to use a consumable.
Okay.
And then final, you have a d20. That is to be rolled during stat tests and determine whether you succeed. We have a super nice one. There's a basic black one sitting around over here that comes with the game.
They can't see that.
Nope, you can't. Now they can. There's a basic black one here that comes with the game, but we have a super nice shiny one, which we're going to use. Okay, we are now
3
on to the main game board.
Don't ever play D&D with me.
Don't play any game with him. It requires dice. It requires dice.
Unless you're playing against me, then play games that requires dice.
Co-op. Wait.
Yeah.
Over here, we have the power track.
Yes.
The power track, at the start of each dungeon or resting, place a cube at the 0 marker. Whenever a hero kills a villain using an attack, it says specifically. So if there's spells or something, that might be different. Specifically with an attack, increase that number by 1. If the attack is of the opposite alignment, chaos versus order. So that is the markers we saw earlier. So red, almost like a snake S, is chaos. Blue fist is order. So if you attack the opposite side of you, and the hero's alignment value is equal to or higher than the villain's, increase an additional 1. The track can never go above 6. So that's something interesting. Yeah, so you have like a boost, potentially. We don't know if this track's good or not. We'll
makes
find out in a second.
Stronger as you go through.
Yeah. So now it says, immediately after you increase, heroes may spend all accumulated points on the power track. You're not using just one. You're always using all or nothing. and choose 2 heroes to receive one of the benefits. The top benefit, above the number marker, grants higher amount of soul and reduction to corruption, perfect for gaining souls to use in demonic form. The bottom reduces corruption more significantly, helps becoming tainted, but you gain less souls.
Okay, so it helps you from becoming tainted. So then I wonder if the monsters are... So, okay, so I guess that's our power then, not...
Yeah, this would be on us. Yeah, so this is our power track.
I thought it was saying it was making the monsters.
Oh, no. This is our power track.
Gotcha.
All right, next we have our demon figure. So when transforming into your demon form, swap your miniature with your demon miniature. Additionally, you'll utilize your demon card to see any new abilities. Villain cards. So demon is not villain, so very clear differentiation. Villain cards are divided into an initiative deck, which contains the base stats of the enemy, such as their HP and defense. The villain deck of attack cards is also separate, unique for each kind of enemy you will face. That is sitting over here. So alphabetically, I've organized all these cards because they were not sent to me that way, which kind of was annoying. I have all of the demon cards alphabetically, so as soon as we take one, we take out their deck, and they'll have an attack deck, similar to most other games.
Nice.
Defense pool. Rolled when attacked by a villain determines if you will defend the attack or reduce the hits you will take. Your defense pool is the green listed on armor.
Yep.
All right, next up we have tokens. Is that listed here? Yes, that is not the set I have.
Are they for the big ones or the small ones?
Small.
These guys?
Red and blue. Yes, there should be like 4 lines of them or something, or 6 lines of them, whatever they are. Maybe I'll show a few. So these are condition tokens. These tokens are used to mark effects on heroes and villains. They are, I'm just going to read them off. We're not going to, actually, yeah, do you have one of all 6?
Yep.
Or there's more than 6, 4, 8, there are 8 of them.
They did one?
Unless it's the other side of these. It's the other side of these.
Okay, yeah.
So we'll go the 4 red, and then we'll go the others.
Cool.
So starting on the rightmost one, don't know why I did that. Let's start the leftmost one. That just makes more sense logically.
Okay.
That is slowed, -2 movement points. Next to it, you have a vulnerable,
Broken.
+2 damage.
Yep.
You have poisoned. Take 2 damage at the end of the turn. And then you have weakened, deal -2 damage.
Yep. And those are very intuitive, so I could guess that. So this is an ankle in ball and chain, so slowing down. This is a broken shield, this is a broken weapon, and this is the scorpion with a little poison drop. So easy, straightforward. Awesome.
Yep. So those are the red side, which I'm assuming are the chaos, but maybe not. Those are the negatives. Those are the negatives.
Exactly.
Blue is going to be the positives.
Yep.
So we have here, what is the picture there? Yep. That's quickened,
yep.
+2 movement. You have toughened, -2 damage taken.
Yep.
You have empowered, +2 damage dealt.
Which is
and then, oh no, sorry, that's that one. This one is invigorated. Heal 2 at the end of your turn.
Nice.
So you have,
empowered,
and it's very nice. You have -2 +2 for damage on the same token, -2 +2 for movement, -2 +2 for taking damage versus dealing damage, and then the health ones. Okay, cool. Solid. A few other things that are available over here. We have this off to the side. We have the campaign book. So this campaign book will go through and show you all of the information you need to play the campaign. This was what we'll do. Oh, sorry. Oh, we're off. Hello. What's up?
So I have some bad news.
Okay.
My mom just called me to tell me that she spoke to my friend Mark's mom. Mark's one of my closest friends from college, Mark Gennaro, and he just died of a heart attack.
Oh, damn. Sorry to hear that.
So I'm not really in a great mood to game.
That's okay. No problem.
And I'm really sorry that it's last minute like this. I'm not going to keep painting, and I'm just like, well, I'm going to sit here and stare at the wall for a while now.
No, that's fine. We'll definitely run more sessions of this game.
I just feel bad too, because, like, I was looking forward to you guys and Josh.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, so we'll run it, the three of us tonight, Nick, me, and Josh, and then next month we'll try to get another session when you're available.
I really just very appreciate your understanding.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, I'll see you later this week.
Yep.
I'm trying to get trivia. I hope. So yeah.
All right. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, take care of yourself first, of course.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Yep. All right. Bye. All right. Elliot's out. What? You want to give me the time?
Right now it's at 40:40.
40.
So it's like
Wait, 40. Okay.
Yeah. 40.
Rulebook. Okay. Just text it to you and then I'll remember.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Where were we? I don't remember.
Back
Campaign
in.
book.
Cool. Okay, back in.
Cool. Campaign book. Boom. Separate from the campaign book, there are a bunch of quest cards. Those will obviously come out as the game plays, as they give us different quests and things. Those are not it.
Oh, that's what they're talking about?
Those are scenario cards.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, so this game does play campaign style, or we have this whole deck of 19 cards, which are scenarios. So if you're someone, you're like, hey, I don't really want to, or I don't have my friend group that normally campaigns with me, but I want to play this game. We can run easy scenario card, and you just play in a 2-3 hour timeline, however long it takes. And it doesn't impact your campaign, which is nice. But yeah, there are quest cards, or there's plenty of other cards. Yeah, there's different boxes we'll open and stuff like that. And then there's a bunch of miniatures in this game. We're obviously not going to take them all out. Typical any game. We have a few on the table here in front of you already, yeah. So there's character minis, there's demon minis, there's boss minis, there's enemy minis.
Actually,
There's
we'll say one thing about them.
There's walls.
Something that's really nice they did with the minis is they pre-colored the bases and pre-shaped them differently.
That's true.
So it's easier to tell them all apart, which is great.
Yeah, so for all the minis too, there is a diagram like on the game found that explains what each of them are too for that one Nick just showed with all the color bases, which makes it very easy to bring out what you need. Scenario tokens, interactive tokens, quest tokens, they're all off to the side right now. We have them kind of all around. Those are typical, just tokens are available. Those will come out as we play. And they get put onto the different squares, which is kind of nice. Then you have your room tiles. Boom. And finally, your HP tracker, which will be tracking the HP of any heroes and villains using the tokens. So this is max HP. So we were trying to figure out, like, hey, why is this in 5s? So this board here is your max HP. This is just a token. Your character little token will go over here to when I'm at 30.
I put mine at 45 because of my
plus 10.
My vigor gives me plus 10 to my max HP. So
yeah, I do not have any boost there. So there we go. All right.
Slowly coming together
so
now.
This will come to you in just a moment, but you can have that now.
All right.
So now the next part of the quick start guide, and then we'll let Nick take over and actually how to play this game.
Right.
So all of that was set up. We just wanted to be very thorough because when we read it the first time, it was a little clunky.
Yeah, definitely. So with all the different cards and everything, so the quick start guide definitely filled in some gaps for sure in setting up your characters and whatnot to make it make more sense, which is great.
Yes. So the last quick thing here off of the quick start guide I'll just cover. So round structure. So the start of a round, again, as I mentioned already, for each hero on the start of your round, you're going to discard your hand if there's any enemies alive. So draw 4 new cards. You regain your action points back up to 3. They may be tainted, they may not, depending on what your status is. And then you're going to go up 1 on your corruption track. So start of a turn. Initiative. Resolve turns left to right on the initiative track, similar to most things. And then a turn, each combatant acts on their card. When the last card is resolved, the round then ends. So obviously once you get through the initiative order and everyone's acted, that round ends.
Yeah.
Opening a door. If there's no enemies alive, place a new room tile, spawn the enemies accordingly, rebuild the initiative track, start a fresh round. All heroes reset to 3. Unspent is lost. 3 action points.
So throughout the game, you'll see things like this, which actually, like we have here. This is a door that's closed, so if you go through here and open it, you would pop this out.
A little snug. They're brand new.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't fall out, I guess. You pop that out, and you put whatever the next room tile is off the back end there.
Yep. So to create the new initiative track, it says, at the start of any new room, shuffle all hero and villain initiative cards, including the 2 amulet cards for us, because we're playing with 2 players, and then lay them left to right. So it's just a random thing.
Yep. Madara style.
Yep. Room tile and spawns, and like what spawns where, are instructed by the campaign book. So
Makes
it'll tell
sense.
you, obviously.
They'll show you pictures.
On your turn, we have the turn actions. We already went over those. Those are on the bottom of your player boards of what you can do. For the action cards, it very specifically says choose either the upper half or the lower half. Resolve and then discard. You cannot do both halves of the card. So even if you had 2 action points available, you can't say, I'm going to use 1 action point on the top, 1 on the bottom. It does not work that way. You pick one, you resolve it in full on the top or the bottom, discard that card. And then it gives you a bunch of things to reference here. I'm not going to cover this because we're going to cover in the rule book. But it covers here movement and how to do some basic movement. And it covers attack sequence and how to attack. That'll be covered in there. What happens when heroes are attacked, some of the conditions, which we just went over, those little tokens, what happens on a villain's turn, and also, which I'll cover right now real quick, what to pay attention to on the cards. So if you have your personal action cards, beyond the ability combo, check the card's movement. So I'm just going to show one up to the screen here. Right here. Boom. So right here is a number 3. So that is the card's movement. So it says pay attention to that while activating the card so you know how much movement you have. For villain attack cards, note that the movement value and any conditional bonuses, same thing, they'll have a movement on their card. Most villains hit harder under certain circumstances, so pay attention to that. Equipment cards, pay attention to the bonuses and what dice you're using. And then demon cards have 2 abilities, so pay attention to those. Demonic form lasts until the end of your next turn, so you get it for 2 full turns. Repeat the same ability twice or mix both. So that's the only time I guess you can repeat abilities, would be the demonic card. You can swap this card at a campfire to change your demon. All right, well, I can go to you.
So I was just setting up an example where he's talking about when you go into a room here.
Grab that first. And I'll switch this book.
All right. With this.
We're done with that.
Oh, gotcha.
So this would be the example. In this case, this enemy would go first. Then I, as Kira, would go. The thug would go. Amulet of Power, we get to choose which of us would go. Nick, as Graviel, will go. And then whoever didn't go from the first amulet will go a second time with the second amulet.
And then, so we have them all set up on the board here, like the 2 enemies. And so what's nice is on the initiative cards, they have the shape and color base, so circle, blue. And then they also have, for you, a literal picture from the 3D software that created the minis on the card. Yeah. So nice. It's exactly the mini. It's very simple. So very, very, very easy to know. All right.
So now, how to play.
So the start of a round. At the start of each round, you'll draw cards to prepare your strategy for upcoming turn. However, with each passing round, corruption creeps in as the heroes struggle to maintain control over the demon lord they are bound to. So, start of the round, each hero discards all their cards from their hand, if any. So we just discard everything down there. You draw 4 new cards. If there are no cards left in your action deck, shuffle, discard, pick a new one. Important, you only draw cards if there are enemies on the board. So you still discard your hand at the start of a round, even if there are no enemies. But you don't draw new cards until there's enemies on the board.
Because you don't really need to use them for attacking or anything.
Exactly. Regain your 3 action points. So place 3 AP tokens, or markers like we're using right now, on your character tray. If an AP token that has been turned to the tainted side, do not flip them, so keep them tainted. When you use a normal or tainted AP, remove it from the character tray, showing this has been used. So you receive 1 corruption. Next. So this happens at the start of all rounds during the dungeon exploration, as the heroes struggle to keep control over the demon lords whose spirit crystal they hold. So corruption means you go up. Oh, we're both these. So our black track would go up by 1. That's the corruption track. Some action cards and other unique effects may allow you to draw extra cards. There is no limit to the number of cards in your hand, so you can accumulate as many cards as you want, up to 12 cards that form your action deck. So hero's turn. So at each of your turns, you may use action points to make an attack by using an action card. You can play one attack per turn, or you can only play one attack per turn. So you can only play one attack card per turn.
Yeah, but it also then says eventually it'll say you can do one basic attack per turn.
Yeah, I thought you could play like multiple attack cards potentially.
Oh no, not because not all these are attack cards.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Oh yeah.
So if you had multiple, you can only choose one of them.
Yes. Yes.
Play an aura by using an aura card. You can use multiple action points to play more auras. So you can do multiple auras in a turn. Play an ability using an ability card. Again, you can do that multiple times as well. Use a basic action, so basic move, basic attack, penitence, first aid. You can use multiple action tokens to use any of them multiple times except for attacks. So again, basic attack is the only one you can do once per turn, but moving, interacting, penitence, you can do multiple times in a turn, provided you have the action points.
Yeah.
You can use your tainted action points, but whenever you do so, you gain 1 corruption for doing so. You can always choose not to use it during the round to avoid the penalty. Cool. To make, I put them all on the attack side. It matches. I tried that, but like they don't have blank sides for the blacks. So, to make an attack, you will often use an action card. They are marked with the attack symbol, which are 2 crossed swords, in the upper left-hand corner of the card.
Yep.
So all the blue, pretty much all of these, for the most part, have one that has them. Do you have any?
Well,
I have this here.
Yeah, I have one that
That's a
doesn't
attack
though.
Yeah. And so attacks are always the upper hand part of the card. Attack allows you to move a number of squares shown on the card. They also contain the targets, damage effects, and alignment. If you defeat an enemy with the attack, see power track on page 27. Okay, cool. Which we talked about, that would go up by 1. If you defeat an enemy with an attack card, you can use the movement points either after or before attacking, but you cannot split the move. So you can't move slightly, attack, and then continue moving. It's either all before or all after the attack.
Keeps it easy to remember.
Yep. You can still use this move, attack, and use action points to use basic movement action to move again, or vice versa. So it's just saying your card you can do entirely, like move and attack, and then you can still use an action point to do the move action to move again. You can use attack to move even if you don't have a valid target to attack after moving. So you don't have to do everything on the card either.
So you just use it for extra movement.
Yep. So no valid target. Do not apply any special trait or effect on that card. So just move it. It's cool. After using an action card, you must put it in your discard pile. So slide up next to your discard or into your discard. All right. So action cards. So assembling the cards. Each action card is a merger of 2 cards, a hero card and a demon card. At the start of the campaign, you must choose a hero and a demon to control. A hero. Name that movie.
A He-Man.
What's the movie? Huh?
I don't know.
What's that from? I'm a hero.
It sounds like Hancock or
No.
Shazam or one of those.
No.
Watchmen.
No. Hercules.
Oh, why would I ever seen that?
I
Pick some movie I haven't seen. Hey, I made a good guess. Hancock was a good guess. Shazam was also a good guess.
Hancock wasn't cocky like that. He was cocky in like what he did, but he didn't speak much.
That's right.
Good job. You're doing a good job. Get the action.
He asked me a quote from Beauty and the Beast, I would have got it.
The only Disney movie you've seen.
I've seen Dick 3.
Okay.
I've seen Lion King.
Okay.
I had
Have
some
you not seen Hercules?
My parents didn't have Disney shit. Like
crazy.
Lion King was like one of the few, and then Frozen I've seen 1,000 times because my goddaughter loved Frozen growing up.
Get the action cards from the hero and demon you chose. Check the card's owner and actor then name. Yep, do that and merge them by putting them both in a single sleeve. Whenever that beforehand, so it's how you're customizing your individual cards in your deck. You must merge the initial action card according to the number present before each action's name. This restriction does not apply when upgrading your cards. Huh? You must merge the initial action cards according to the number. Oh, okay.
What?
So it says you must merge the initial action cards according to the number present for each action's name. This restriction does not apply when upgrading your cards.
Okay, I misunderstood. Okay, so 1 has to go with 1, but when you upgrade to like a level 1 card, you can put it wherever you want.
Yeah.
Okay. Which is it is very nice. Where like I just let's say you have like the basic level numbering here. So this is just card number 11, where I can upgrade. The upgrade card very specifically says level LVL1. So you have 1 through 12 as normal numbers, and then all the upgrades say LVL. So it very clearly will show you the difference between your base cards and any upgrade cards.
Yep. Cool. So you start a deck of 12 cards. As the campaign progresses, you'll upgrade the hero cards to higher levels, becoming free to combine new cards with any of the 12 demon cards you already have. And we'll say that with the all the cards, they're also double-sided as well. So you can choose which side you want to use. They vary slightly. So a lot of customization, even with the initial set.
Yeah.
The demon card and the hero cards are double-sided. Attacks and orders. Action cards, upper part. So attacks. Action cards upper part can be attacks marked with the cross sword symbol. Boom. Or auras marked with the person on fire symbol.
Yep.
That's what it looks like.
Literally, yeah.
It's an aura, obviously, but
Goku.
my way's more fun.
It's Goku.
Yep.
Yeah.
Attacks can only be used on your turn and only once per turn. Okay. Reading and executing an action card. While the action cards involve many steps, in the vast majority of cases, they are intuitive, unlike this rulebook. Besides movement, which can be rulebook's fine so far
Yeah,
now.
I was like,
After the setup, it's fine. Besides movement, which can be executed either before or after attacking, all other steps follow the sequence shown on the card. If any doubt rises, the attack should be executed in the sequence presented. So,
Yes,
so it's going over the attack name, obviously. So this is the attack's flavor, thematic action, hero, taking the action game universe. You can see the attack's owner, below the attack's name. So I'm saying it's like a mage or whatever.
Yep.
So you have your movement points, which are the boot. In your turn, you may spend the movement points dictated to move. You can choose to spend movement points before or after attacking. You may not move partially, execute an attack, which who said, okay? And then it goes over an example of moving real quick here. So during your turn, you can spend movement points to traverse the battlefield. Each point allows you to move from one square you're currently occupying to an adjacent free square. You are free to combine straight, orthogonal, and diagonal movements within the same turn using multiple movement points. You cannot enter squares occupied by enemies, barriers, or other obstacles. You can move through squares of allies, but you cannot end your movement on those squares. You can move through and end your move on squares of terrains and quest tokens, unless specified otherwise. To exit a square adjacent to a villain, you must spend 2 movement points instead of 1. The same is true for villains exiting squares within 1 range of heroes. Cool. So it's more difficult to get away from those. Okay, so see an example, if you have 3 movement points and you move one to clear a target, special. I'm trying to see if diagonal counts as 1 movement. While moving diagonally. So you cannot move through corners of barriers such as walls. So if there's a wall here, you can't go diagonally here to here. Okay. Sure. You may move diagonally through corners of obstacles like barrels or anvils, combatants, and other types of tiles. No, it looks like it just counts as 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if I had 3 movement, I could be like 1, 2, and I'll just stay there and then crossbow the face.
Yeah. So it's saying anything that's adjacent to you diagonally or orthogonally is 1 movement.
Which I kind of like, because like logically in the real world, I can step this way. I don't have to step this way to step that way.
Yeah.
Because like it's right there.
Yes, that's smart. So then you have terrain effects. If your diagonal movement crosses the corner shared with a special terrain type, apply the effects of the terrain.
Which very thoroughly in the player aid has a whole page, half a page that goes over the terrain types.
Yeah. Then crossing the corner that contains spikes results in taking damage in the same way. So it's essentially a type of terrain. So don't cross spiques. Cool. All right. So move 1 equals move 1 square equals move to an adjacent square. Yep. An enemy in 1 range of you equals an enemy in a square adjacent to yours. Yes. And so again, if an enemy is moving away from a hero, they have to spend an additional movement point to get away from you. You have to spend an additional point to move away from an adjacent villain as well.
Cool. Makes sense.
All right, so range and targets probably functions the way most of these types of games do. Attacks have a range of 1 square and target 1 combatant unless otherwise stated. After you choose your attack and possibly spending its movement points, you must declare who you will attack. You can only choose a target that is valid, which means that you see it. So, vision, it says. Means that you see it. Vision. Like, literally in parentheses, it says vision. Within the proper distance, which is the range, which is in brackets on your cards.
Yeah.
So, measured in squares.
Yep. So, for example, I had 2 movement on my card. I'm going to move 1, 2, or I can just move diagonally to here. I'll move actually back 1 to here. Because my card says I deal 5 damage, range of 4, plus 1 hit for each negative condition token. There are none in this example. But I can stand back here, shoot him 4 away, but now I'm protected with distance, but I still deal 5 damage.
Nice. The range is always marked as a number inside brackets. Cool. Yep. If no valid target is possible, the attack ends and none of its other effects are applied. So then it goes over vision here. So vision determines whether you can see a particular square on a grid. So
line of sight.
Exactly. It's LOS. If at least one straight line from your square to that square is unobstructed, you have vision. So 2 squares share vision. If you can draw a straight line from any corner of one square to any corner of the other square without interruption. Only barriers, so walls and doors, block vision. Obstacles, terrain, and combatants do not block vision, so you can see through enemies and allies. There's no square with partial vision. You either have vision or you don't for a square. You got vision, you don't got vision.
You can see it or you can't.
A large figure occupies multiple squares. Having vision to one of its occupied squares grants vision to it. So, for instance, this big homeboy here occupies 4 squares when he is on the board.
As long as the enemy can see any of those 4 squares, they can hit him. Okay.
Straightforward.
You have 4. Mine's just 1.
Yeah, you're the little bug boy. Determining your vision. So trace an imaginary straight line from each corner. So one over that. So from corner to any corner of the other one. Boom. Good. Target example. That's just all examples. We don't need to take care of that. That's all good. They are going over. So ally, hero. We know what those are.
Yep. Ally is anyone on your side. Hero is any other human character playing at the table.
Enemy. Yep. Targets. Boom. Multiple targets. Some attacks can target more than one individual. Make only one roll and compare it against each target's defense unless specified otherwise. So you're not rolling for each target. Areas. Some attacks can target multiple combatants within a specific area or along a line. These attacks can affect allies, enemies, and even yourself.
So, perfect example. I just happen to have that.
Perfect.
Because I'm a rogue, which this makes sense. I have a poison bomb.
Nice.
I would target in range 5 in any 3x3 area. All combatants, which would be everybody, become poisoned.
Nice.
So I can, from here, drop a poison bomb here, and you got 1, 2, 3. So it would just like kind of cover this spot. So Nick and I would be safe, but everybody here would get poisoned.
Nice. So then you have roll and resolution. So make a single roll and apply that roll to all targets within the area. Determine whether each target is hit, miss before proceeding to the next step of the attack. Always declare the attack's area and target order before rolling. So that's all for area. They have area rules. All combatants within a specified area are affected, including enemies, allies, and yourself if you're within the area. You cannot exclude squares in the area to avoid targeting certain valid combatants, which, like allies. You can't say, I'm going to hit all of this except for that square.
Yeah.
Valid area, so it has to be within range, has to be within vision. If at least half the squares rounded up are visible, the area is valid, even if some squares are obstructed by walls or barriers. So the area, I assume it has like a little diagram area, or
what?
What is it for the area one? Did it have like a little picture or anything?
No, it says 3x3.
Oh, it just said 3x3. Okay. So as long as at least half rounded up is visible for you, then yeah,
got it.
So like your 9 squares, as long as at least half of that 9 square section,
so 5 of the 9, okay,
is visible, then you can hit just fine.
Cool.
The area may include walls, objects, corners, and empty squares. Targets behind walls can still be affected if the area meets visibility requirement. That's cool. But types of areas. So areas are A by B, so 3x3, like you just said. Line, and then in brackets. So targets all combatants along a straight line extending from the adjacent square. So it's like you're just coming out with a heavy, just like magic cleaver, just right in front of you. The line may extend orthogonally, up, down, left, right, or diagonally. Bishops move in chess, says.
Nice.
Like that they clarified diagonally. That's amazing. The line is 1 square wide unless stated otherwise. A line's length is denoted by the number in the brackets, much like your range. Important. Area attacks only cause half their total damage to each target. This is rounded down. Oh, Jen's mom's here.
Yeah, I hear someone.
Yep. Rolling against multiple targets. Remember to declare the target before rolling for attacks, including the order in which you are targeting them before rolling the dice. Then make a single roll, verifying whether each target was hit or missed before moving on to the next of the attack. So, the important thing for area attacks is just again is that it only causes half of their total damage to each target. So whatever it's, I don't know why they would just put the actual damage on there then.
This one doesn't do damage. It just gives poison.
No, I'm just saying though, like if it deals damage, why would you just put the actual damage instead of saying, okay, it deals 10 damage, but then okay, divide that 10 by half, you have 5. It says area attacks only cause half their total damage to each target, rounded down. Oh, weird.
Huh?
Maybe it'll make sense when we start playing.
Or because maybe certain enemies have like modifiers on theirs. I don't know.
I don't know.
I have no idea.
Yeah. Anyway, the attack begins once all declared. So this is damage and effects. The attack begins once all declared dice targets. Well, all declared targets are confirmed as valid. Roll your attack dice pool against the valid target's defense stat. In combat, only attacks require dice rolls. Effects from items, passives, or other abilities apply automatically. For attacks and multiple targets, make a single roll and apply it to all targets. Some rolls may provide bonuses such as extra damage, souls, or corruption based on the dice results. Attacks and costs. Some attacks require a cost, such as losing HP or gaining corruption. You can't use an attack if you can't pay the cost. For example, you must have cards in your hand to pay the cost of discarding cards, or have enough HP to pay for the instant that requires HP lost. Costs are typically listed as the first effect on a card that include them, just to make sure you don't mess that up.
Yep. And it's in a nice, like, cool bubble here. So there's literally, like, so if I slide this card, it's at the bottom of the card. Like, it literally highlights it in, like, a bubble. So as you bring in a new card, that would be, you would get 1 soul. Right now, you get plus 0 souls.
No, they're talking about a cost. The cost would come first.
Yeah. I'm assuming some of these have, like, oh, no. It's
So it's like this right here.
You
So
have
this
cost on the
says -1
Oh, there's
soul.
you have cost. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, minor gain. Okay, minor benefits.
Yeah, so
That
a
one's a
lot of
cost.
these have plus afterwards. So the
Oh, yeah,
first thing
here,
is
minus
talking
1
about-
health. There it is. You
Yeah.
have to do the cost first before activating, which makes
Exactly.
sense.
So the attack hits. An attack hits when at least one of the rolled dice, plus any modifiers, meets or exceeds the target's current defense stat. So important, meets or exceeds.
Yep. Which is common.
Yep. If your attack hits, apply the following. Well, some of these types of games, you deal
Exceed.
damage how much you exceed.
Well, no, that's deal damage, yeah.
Oh, true.
So this is hit versus not hit, and
True,
then damage
true.
versus not damage, yeah.
If your attack hits, apply the following steps in any order. Damage. So adjusted by the modifiers that affect the attack's damage. Cool. Effects. So apply any additional effects described in the attack. Critical hit. You roll 3 more than your target's defense, then you get your luck increase in damage. And that's it. Yeah, because the damage is stated on here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So then the attack misses. If the final result of the roll is lower than your target's current defense stat, the attack is a miss. For multiple targets, it is considered a miss when all of them are misses.
Okay, so
Okay.
any hit is all considered a hit. Okay.
Yep. A missed attack doesn't apply attack damage and its effects, but it still grants souls or corruption from the faces on the die you rolled. Cost paid to make the attack also still apply. Okay, cool. Then we got flank. So positioning, cool, we got flank back. I like flank. That's one thing I really liked about Madara was being able to flank.
Yeah.
All right, so positioning. To establish a flank, you and at least one ally must be adjacent to the same enemy. Additionally, you must not be adjacent to that ally. Yep. So anytime that 2 allies are adjacent to an enemy but not adjacent to each other is a flank. Effects. So can you show them what a flank is not?
Yeah, so if I was
Sure.
sitting next to him, then it's no flank.
Yeah, exactly. no flank.
No flank.
No flank. There's actually another one where it also would be no flank.
Oh, here.
Put your guy back there.
Yeah.
This, because diagonal's considered
Oh, yeah.
adjacent in this. That also is not a flank.
Yeah. So I should, you gotta be on the other, complete other side.
Yep. Defeating a villain. Oh, the effect, sorry. Any villain that is flanked suffers
Hey,
one...
someone's skipping rulebook pieces now.
Yeah, I went back. Any villain that is flanked suffers 1 extra damage from attacks made by the heroes participating in the flank. Restrictions, you cannot flank an ally. You just have 2 allies flanking an ally to give them an extra health
Yeah.
boost. Cool. Defeating a villain. If an enemy or hero reaches 0 hit points, it is defeated. Remove its figure from the board. If killed by an attack, it is considered defeated by the attack resolves. Or after the attack resolves. If a hero is defeated by a villain, mark the place it died with its heart token so it can be resurrected.
So there's a token here somewhere.
Cool.
That's not a game problem.
Oh, it's this.
We just have a lot of tokens.
It's probably this. This is probably your health token. It says heart, but this is your health token.
Yeah.
So saying take from the board and mark.
There we go. Makes sense. Because you no longer have health up here. You got to 0.
Right. So mark where you died.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Okay. If a villain, if it was a villain, advance the power track by 1. Right.
Yep.
This happens even if the enemy was killed by environmental damage or an instant effect. Interesting. Because earlier didn't it say that only happened if an attack killed the enemy?
Yes.
Or did it just say when an attack kills an enemy?
I said when an attack kills an enemy.
Okay, so not only. Okay. So it was just giving you an example. Yeah. So if an attack kills an enemy...
Well, I guess that would mean that there's certain times this wouldn't go up, though.
Yeah. So if an attack kills an enemy, or is there a difference between a villain and enemy?
No.
Okay. So if an enemy gets killed by an attack, or they die because of environmental damage or an instant effect, then the power track goes up by 1 for any of those instances. If the target is a villain... First, check if the villain is aligned with chaos or order,
which is the red and blue symbols.
If they are aligned with villain, Soul Blast, it says order villain, says Soul Blast. At the end of the turn of the villain's defeat, all heroes within 1 of it gain soul equal to the villain's order value. Okay. So it gives an example. A villain with 2 order grants 2 soul to all heroes within range 1 when it dies.
And that's what we have right here. 1 and 1 on the cards.
Perfect. Then extra power track advancement. If the villain was killed by a hero's attack with chaos, a value equal to or higher than the villain's order value, advance the power track an extra step.
Yeah, so mine here, if I use this and attack and kill them, my chaos is a value of 1.
Mm-hmm.
I kill either of those, their order is a value of 1 that's equal to or greater. Boom, the power track moves up 2 instead of 1.
Yep. And then chaos is the same thing, just the opposite way around.
Yep.
So there's a corruption blast. So if you're within 1 range of them and they die in the corrupt alignment, then you go up your corruption track equal to its number on there. And then if you killed it with an order attack, then you go up an extra step on the power track. We have auras over here.
You're going this the next part of the card. Yeah.
Yep. Okay, I'll go right to 2.5 and then you can take that
Yeah.
over. Cool. Auras. All right. So auras can only be used on your turn, but you can play multiple auras on the same turn, unlike attacks. They can be played on the same turn of an attack in any order. Duration. Auras should be placed on the table close to your character tray to mark that they are active. While active, an aura is not be placed on the discard pile. It remains in the table marked. So just saying, don't discard it when you use it, showing that your aura is.
It becomes active. Yeah.
At the end of each combat, all auras a character has active will be placed on the hero's discard pile, ending their effect. So at the end of each combat,
which makes sense based on the verbiage. So I have one right here. It says, "Make all melee attacks that are range 2 into range 6."
Cool.
You have -1 damage, or -1 hit, but +1 damage when attacking enemies at 3 or more range, and only need to exceed their defense by 1 to be a crit instead of 3. So this would just be like, cool, that's active. Next turn, or my next action, I use a point, so I'll spend 1 there. Boop. Spend 1 here to attack, and now, boom, I have a better chance of hitting a crit.
Nice. Hero auras. Each hero begins with 2 aura cards in their initial deck, exclusive to that hero. As you level up, you will have the option to learn auras that are tied to your hero class or upgrade their unique exclusive aura.
Cards 5 and 6 in every hero deck.
Higher level action cards. A card's level only on classes and heroes upgrade cards. During the campaign, you will unlock new action cards based on your choices of hero and class. Each of them has a specific level that goes from 1 to 20. It says they will be further explained later in the campaigns chapter on page 34. We'll get there.
Yep, so there's a whole selection of stuff. So some are generic, like I'm a rogue. And then you'll get through deeper, which is this deck over here. And I have a few that are very specific. Like this is the level 5, it's rogue, but specific Kira's rogue. So it's my rogue as Kira, and then there's another rogue called Royal something, Royal Jarvis or something like that. He has his special cards as well.
Nice. Demon action improvement only on classes and heroes upgrade cards. High-level hero attacks and auras grant you a bonus amount of soul. When you use them, when you use the demon part of the action card it is tied to.
Yep.
The number showing
Windows for.
There it is, yeah. The number showing on the window on the card is the amount of souls your hero gains whenever you use the demon instant or ability. This makes your demon cards more powerful when they are attached to more powerful hero cards, allowing you to more quickly reach and use your demonic form. Cool. Interact. So another action you do on your turn. Spend one action while adjacent to an interactable object to interact with it. Oh, let's put the lamp out there. You're going to interact with the trap.
No, I want you to interact with the trap.
Bastard. To interact with it. Some room instructions may require additional conditions such as taking damage, gaining corruption, or possessing a key, etc. Remove the object from the room tile after you interact with it, unless instructed otherwise. You can spend multiple action points to use this more than once. So scenery tokens. Some objects in the game are characterized as scenery, such as tables, altars, other similar items. When interacting with a scenery token, find the letter on the bottom left of the token. Then in the campaign book, go to the current chapter section at the end of the section, and you will find a special entry for each scenery token that you should read after interacting with it. That's cool.
I don't want to get spoiled, but it's in here.
Yeah, so at the end of each chapter, it'll have certain things like, oh, if you interact with this,
Yeah.
you found this thing or whatever. Or you set off this thing and made enemies appear.
Yeah.
Most likely. All right, so then lastly
You don't wanna
for
interact?
this section, huh?
You don't want to interact?
No, get out of here. I'm going to step on the damn shit. I'm going to, ooh, what's this?
You should.
No, go rub your lamp. Go fondle your genie.
I picked this specific one because this is if I built a game, this was exactly what would happen.
Nothing.
Nice. You just open a treasure chest. Oh,
It's a mimic.
someone was already here. They took the gold.
They closed it back and locked it just to mess with people. There are 3 basic actions that your hero can always do on their turn besides using cards. On your turn, you can always spend action points to do basic movement. Gain 3 movement points. This works the same way as movement points gained from action cards. So when doing that, it can be used to either after or before attacking. It stacks with movement points gained by using action cards. So if you had 2 on your card and you use that, you get 5 total. It can only be used on your turn. You can spend multiple action points to move more than once. Then you have your basic attack. This allows you to your hero to make a simple melee attack against an adjacent enemy. This follows all rules for attack. It can only be used on your turn. The attack has a range of 1, even for casters, and it damages 1, period. Attacks can only be used once per turn. You cannot use this attack in an attack from action cards. Oh.
You can't do both.
Yeah, so it says you cannot use this attack and an attack from action cards.
So it very clearly says you get 1 attack on your turn. That's it. Regardless of how you did the attack, you got 1 attack.
Period. Okay. Penitence. This action allows you to reduce your corruption by spending health. When using this action, you must lose 3 health, and it will reduce your corruption by 2. It can only be used on your turn, but you can do it multiple times. A summary of these, provided you have the tokens to do it. You have to spend a token each time. The summary of the actions on your character tray. All right, we're going to 2.5. All right, 2.5. The bottom half of the action cards are either instant abilities or both. Instants are cards that can be played only outside of your turn. Oh, cool. Abilities are cards that can be played only on your turn, before or after making your attack. So the instants are the lightning bolt looking thing.
Of course. Typical symbol.
The abilities are the gear without the lightning bolt.
Yep.
And some cards are both instant and abilities. This means that they can be used either on another combatant's turn or on your turn. Cool. So instants. You cannot use instants on your turn. By no means. You can use as many instant cards as you have action tokens to do so. Multiple heroes can use instants on the same turn. Some instants may describe additional restrictions. For example, start of your turn. Cannot use it if the owner of the turn has already started their turn and taken action. So if they've already taken a move action, you can't play the start of turn instant.
Okay.
Before roll, use it any time between the start of the turn and an attack, but obviously before roll. After roll, use after dice pool rolls, but before the attack proceeds further.
Sorry, did you want green tea, or is there another tea that you wanted?
No, it's fine. Thank you.
Okay.
And then reading and executing the instant card. The instants are very straightforward and clear, and their application is often intuitive. If in doubt, you must always execute them in the sequence presented here.
Cool.
So then it obviously has the instance name and level, which is the flavor. On higher level variations of these cards, you can see that the levels there too. Cool. Instant effect instants are used outside of your turn. You know that. When you use an instant, its effects apply immediately. Hence, instant. Instance effects last until the end of the turn in which they are applied. Unless stated otherwise, the effects often do not specify their duration and its end as soon as the current turn concludes. When an effect applies a token, do not remove the token at the end of the turn. Instant with costs. Some instants require costs, such as losing hit points, gaining corruption.
Boom, boom. Yep.
You can't use an instant if you can't pay the cost, just like before. Costs often shown first if it has them. Demon action improvement, so only on classes and hero upgrade cards. So hero instants and abilities of higher levels grant you bonus damage. Whenever you use the Demon Lord attack it is tied to. This makes your demon cards more powerful when they are attached to more powerful hero cards. Just like beforehand, when we saw the additional souls you would get from things, this one gives you more attack. And ability / instant. Important. Red box. Instants and abilities are not attacks. Instants ignore attack modifiers. For rules regarding attacks, keep in mind that instants and abilities are not considered attacks. They do not require a dice roll, and effects that modify attacks do not apply to them.
So if somehow an instant killed somebody, then this would not go up. That would be the
Unless the
clarification from
instant
earlier.
caused them to die via a terrain.
Sure. But if it just said, hey,
They die.
-2 points, done.
Yeah.
So
This
that's-
means they can be negated, increased, or reduced by traits that alter effects or general damage, not specifically tied to attacks. So they're still effects, which means they can still be altered by things that would alter effects. But yeah, that probably applies then for that.
Yep.
Ability / instant action cards. Bottom part. They always count as both an ability and an instant for all effects, no matter when it's played. So this is for the dual card. Dual classification. These cards always count as both ability and instant, regardless of when they are played. Affects interactions. If you play it during your turn as an ability, it still counts as playing an instant for any effect that tracks played instants. So even if you choose it to be the ability portion, it still also is technically an instant. So if another card had something saying, hey, when an instant is played, that card would still count as an instant being played.
Nice.
If you play outside your turn as an instant, it also still counts as an ability, so vice versa. Reading and executing an ability card, bottom part. As with instance, abilities are also very easy to understand. If in doubt, execute them in their sequence on the card. So again, it gives you name, the level, the ability effect. So abilities can only be used on your turn. When you use an ability, its effect applies immediately. Abilities effects last until the end of the turn in which they are applied, unless stated otherwise. The effects often do not specify their duration, as they end as soon as the current turn concludes. When an effect applies a token, do not remove the token at the end of the turn. Abilities with cost, so again, pay the cost, or you can't use it. Same dealio, and it'll most likely be up top. Then same thing. Demon action improvement, it can cause more damage. So same thing, instant cards abilities, higher level, may grant you bonus damage whenever you use the Demon Lord attack is attached to. Cool. Corner case, so discard pile timing. Interesting. When you use an action card, place it on the discard pile immediately after all of its effects are executed. Some cards have effects that influence future actions, provide bonuses for this entire turn, or even have temporary effects marked with the sand timer icon. Even if their effect persists and you use the card to track, yep, it is still considered discarded right away. This rule is important for effects that recover cards from your discard pile or for reshuffling triggered by drawing cards during your turn.
Yeah. The easiest solution there, which we've done in other games, is if there's a tracker or timer, use a D6 die separate from the game, or use one of the extra D20 to keep that tracker and just keep the card in the discard pile.
Yep. Another corner case, triggered effects and timing. If one card's effect triggers another card's effect, fully resolve the first card's effect before applying the second card's effect.
Yeah, so do one then the other. Okay.
Yep. Unless the card specifically says otherwise. Always complete one card's resolution, including the conditions and checks, before moving on to the next. Boom, 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 boom. Yep. All right. On to chapter 3.
Nice.
Boom.
Yeah, and then again,
so far, amazingly,
it's not bad. Yeah.
So far, amazingly, everything seems straightforward. We were really hoping for this. We're like, okay.
Yeah. The setup was very clunky the first time we read it. We're like, how do we really do this? The Quickstart guide helped.
It did. But the main thing is because the main rulebook doesn't really go over how to set this up really right away, which is where the Quickstart guide really helped fill in that gap. They do a very weird, vague...
It's also annoying where like it gives you a whole description of like, hey, here's what's in the box, but it doesn't give you card counts or anything. And there's other stuff just not listed here.
Yeah.
So you really have to understand what everything is. But yeah, so chapter 3, equipment and consumables. Woo! So as you embark, as you let the dogs out, as you embark on your adventure, you'll carry not only action cards, but also equipment, weapons, armor, and accessories. Equipment enhances your stats and traits, making you stronger with each new item you discover.
Oh, that's not, do we have examples of equipment and consumables?
You literally have equipment right now.
No, the one like what they're talking about.
This is what they're talking about.
Okay.
Yeah. The consumables, so I have over here.
I thought you were talking about enhancing traits. I thought they're talking about like the accessories.
Oh, no.
Gotcha.
Because these show,
Yep.
So each hero will always have one weapon or more and one armor. Before each quest, each hero can choose which weapon and consumables are equipped, up to their slot limits. The slot limits are one armor, one two-handed weapon, or one one-handed and one off-handed.
Okay.
So 2 hands, 2 things in your hands. Accessories, you could have a max of 2, but they have to be 2 different types. Consumables, max of 2.
Okay.
So very straightforward. You can exchange equipment and consumables during certain scenarios, which are situations, which are the start of the journey phase, while resting at a campfire, or if you acquire new equipment, you can choose to remove one and equip the new thing. So it's the only times you can't just randomly swap things around unless those scenarios are hit or situations are hit. There is no range or vision required to equip a newly acquired equipment. So the equipment used previously may be taken by an ally and equipped by them, and there's no range or vision required. So if I'm way over here and I pick up something new because I opened this and actually had something in it, I can drop my other thing and he can just pick it up. There's no requirement for range. But it has to happen at that moment.
Nice. Somebody's throwing me off. Like, clearly this was translated because they use on instead of in for everything.
Oh, like it's on, because it's on your body. And,
like this says, so start the first round of all combats with or a mastery as an extra action card on your hand if on your deck. So, just to remember
that
like intuitively,
I'm perfectly fine with as a translation issue compared to a lot of other things we've seen.
Foxball. Yeah, so just keep that in mind as you're reading your stuff and you're playing, like your cards. If it doesn't make sense, just change that to in, and it'll probably make sense.
Yeah. Party stash. Equipment not used goes to your party stash. It is carried with your group in traveling bags. These items can only be accessed at a campfire or the start of the journey phase. Anvils. If you come across an anvil, which would randomly, there we go, be around.
Which is us right here.
Yep.
Anvil. That's a magic lamp. Anvil.
Yep. So if you came across an anvil, interacting allows you to discard 4 unused equipment to craft a new piece of equipment.
Cool.
And then there's rules in the back of this rule book of how that would do, because I'm assuming the level of your equipment translates to the level of new thing earned.
Yeah, I could probably either only go one level higher or I should say the same level.
Most likely. All right, so reading an equipment card, very straightforward. Like every other card, you have the name of the item and the illustration picture of the item. You have the type of equipment, if it's an armor, if it's a weapon, if it's an accessory. You have the active power. So all equipment starts as active in the normal position, which is, we'll go to your board here, which is literally aligned like that. Like you'll turn sideways when you use it. Equipment that has a 90-degree arrow on it may be turned 90 degrees once you've used the ability. If your equipment is active, you may apply its active power at any time.
So this here has a, you can't really see it as much, it has a 90-degree arrow on there. So when you do this, it says that any time a hero can heal an amount equal to half its maximum health, rounded down, once per combat.
Yep. Some equipment has specific restrictions on it. So, for example, many weapons have effects that increase damage only during the attack, not during defense. Activating them outside of combat does not provide that benefit. Cooldown state. After using an active power, rotate the equipment 90 degrees. It is now on cooldown. It only affects active powers. All stat bonuses and passive remain in effect. At the end of combat or after a rest, it reactivates back to full strength. Texts with no right arrow on them are considered passive. So, for example, I have one here that says, start the first round of all combats with Crossbow Mastery as an extra action card in your hand, if it's in your deck. So I can just, at the beginning of combat, take that out. Because only once anyways to be in the combat.
Yeah.
It would just come out and I have it available. But if you have anything else that just says +1 attack and there's no little arrow, it's just always available.
I happen to draw Aura Mastery. Anyway.
Nice. Stat bonuses. Equipment may give you stat bonuses. The total for each stat is calculated as your base stat plus your equipment bonus.
Yeah, I don't have any of those.
We don't have those yet, but you can gain those across. And those are the different bonuses could change up there. Using stat tokens to mark your current values by placing them in the corresponding slots of your character tray. So adjust as required is what it's saying. Then you have in the bottom left corner of the card, right in your setup, equipment quality. There are 4 qualities of equipment. There is common, so base items. There is magic, equipment providing more stats or powerful activated magical items.
Do we have any equipment cards out here?
Oh, yeah.
Because ours don't show that.
Yeah, all the tier 5s are here.
Yeah.
Grab those 2.
There we go.
And there is another one in here because I remember I put it in here.
So legendary and magic.
There was another one example. Okay.
Looks like there's probably some sort of color coding as well to the middle triangle area that may correspond to the type of.
No, there is. Yeah. Blue's magic. Orange and legendary.
And it looks like orange is starter.
Yep, so you have magic, legendary, the rarest and strongest types of equipment. Most of those provide you with a unique passive that can shape your hero build in unique ways. And then there's also a set. So the set ones are,
Cool.
If you are equipped with one of these, take its corresponding set bonus card. The more equipment from the set, the stronger the set becomes.
Nice.
So that will be clear on the card. I don't have any examples in front of us right now. But it would be clear on the card that's a set bonus. And then similar to like if you play Diablo or others, or Skyrim, if you connect more of the same set, you'll get a boost because you're building that set.
You would have seen us try to do this also if you go watch our Tiny Epic Dungeons playthrough. They did the same thing where they had like sets of armor that you could get that would make increasingly stronger if you had all 3 pieces. Typical RPG stuff.
Yep. And then bonuses on the equipment. So bottom right hand corner again is your dice pool.
Yep.
For weapon attacks, on armor, it is your defensive dice pool. And then accessories could increase your max HP. So as you get different accessories, we have an easy... Oh, look at that. There's an example. I'll grab that card. Boop.
Boom.
Yep, so right there, you just increase your max HP, and then that would increase your HP tracker on the right-hand side of your player board.
And this would also, good example, this would also increase your luck by up to 5. I assume the number means go to 5 luck. Or +5?
Oh, 2, that would be...
Or is it +5?
Let's find out. Doesn't have an example.
What I said before, I know.
Stat bonuses.
It's all this here.
Yeah, that's what's right here.
Sorry, I was waiting for
Excuse
it to cool.
Oh, what?
Thank you, my dear.
Still kind of hot, but I didn't
appreciate it.
not have it anymore.
Thank you.
Add it. So it says hero base stat plus bonus.
Cool. Perfect.
Okay. And then the last thing, we'll go over to this view right here. If your max HP gets over 50, which is possible, you just flip your tile and move it accordingly. So like 55, etc.
And the max you could go is 100.
Yep.
Based on your board, 100.
All right. So those are all of the equipment cards. Next up, consumable cards. Consumables, again, you can have a max of 2. The levels of consumables are determined by the dungeon level.
Cool.
So obviously, the farther you get in the campaign, the higher the dungeon level is going to be.
Probably the same consumables, but like they heal you more, stuff like that.
Probably. Consumables are never put into the party stash. So you either have them and use them, but if you get a third one, you have to either just use one or get rid of one. Same thing, you have a name and illustration.
Yep.
And then you have a use. Consumables are a one-time only. They are free to use. You don't have to spend a action point to do so. You can also move before or after using a consumable, but you cannot use in the middle of movement.
Makes
similar
sense.
to everything else.
Yeah, so this is a minor healing potion, so it's a potion that heals a minor for health.
All right. Next up, so that was chapter 3. Very simple what the cards are.
Yep.
Chapter 4 over here is a deep dive into the power track. We're going to go over this one fairly quickly because this literally is going to repeat everything we just covered like 6 times already. So power track here is present during dungeon exploration. So increasing the power track. Whenever a villain dies, reclarification the third time, that's different than the first two. Whenever a villain dies, increase it by 1. Okay, so nothing about attacking. I don't know why you clarified that the first time. About attack.
Well, I think, the first time it didn't say it only happens.
It didn't say only, but it said when.
It says if a villain dies by attack, increase that.
Sure.
Because it was just talking about that in time. So whenever a villain dies, so including by instant cards or ability cards, so anytime a villain dies, that power track goes up.
Yep. And then if you are the opposite, so if you are chaos attacking order, or if you're order attacking chaos, it goes up an additional spot.
Yep.
When you defeat the villain, grant solar corruption to all heroes that are in range 1. That is whatever this ladder. So this blue would be souls, red would be corruption.
Yep.
Anyone in level 1 or within range 1 get that amount.
Yep.
When to consume. Immediately after the power track increases, you can choose to consume. Choose 2 heroes that'll receive the benefit. So a 2-player game, both heroes.
Yep.
Choosing gains. Each hero chooses or takes the upper gain or the bottom gain only. Then reset the track back to 0. So we already covered that. You're going to gain souls and corruption based on what you choose. One is better for souls. One is better for reducing corruption.
Isn't that one person gets the top, one person gets the bottom?
Nope.
Right? No?
You just get to choose. Yep.
Oh.
Yeah. Either take the upper gains or the bottom gains corresponding to the power each hero chooses.
Okay, cool.
So we need to do it differently if we want. Okay. So yeah, so it's very clear about the power and easy about the power track.
Yeah.
All right, back over to you. Demon time.
Woo! Let's do it.
During the game, you may transform into your demonic form. How to transform? If you have 10 souls, you can transform. Replace your hero figure with the demon figure on the game board.
Yep.
Usually a 2x2 figure, except for Beelzebub. Bloop. We'll go to the middle view.
Yeah.
When transforming, follow these rules, specifically for your character, not mine. One of the 4 squares must include the spot where your hero already was.
Without going off the board.
Unless it's impossible to do so. Push all combatants that would block your place 1 space away to the closest space.
Okay, so then we'll do just this idea. We'll say you were here also.
Yeah.
As combatant. So it's saying here is if I transform my guy,
and you want to cover
I want to
us.
go there, it's going to push however I seem fit.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. You cannot push elements of the scenario. So you cannot push barrels, you cannot push chests, you cannot push scenery.
Right. Like, can't push that anvil.
Yeah.
So
he just hip checks the anvil. Transforming is not a cost of action points. However, you cannot transform in the middle of an action. Again, very clear. Complete an action before doing anything else.
Yep.
Your card, so now we'll go down to you, has your demon name on it, an illustration. It has transformation and passive powers. It would just literally list, that's this part here.
Yep.
It'll list what your powers are for the transformation. And then it has Special Ability 1 and Special Ability 2. These function like action cards on the bottom half.
Cool.
The only differences are they do not require points, action points to be spent. Usage, you may only use one of your 2 special abilities per turn.
Okay.
On your next turn, you may use either 2 again. So you can do the same 1 2 turns in a row, or you can switch it up.
Cool.
Losing control. If your corruption goes beyond 10, or if you die, flip a token to the tainted side. Reset the corruption tracker. When the hero receives its 3rd tainted token, it loses. I don't know.
That's under it because they can't see you.
When it receives its 3rd tainted action point, it loses control over its demon lord. If that happens, you remove your hero's mini from the grid, place the demon lord figure in the closest square to the character, find the special villain initiative card for your demon lord, and add it to the end of the initiative track. Find and shuffle the corresponding villain attack deck. The remaining heroes must now defeat the demon lord. So this is where you have now traded sides. So if you bring out your demon by spending the 10 souls, it comes out for 2 turns only. That is different than you've lost control.
Well, I mean, no, I'm not even playing anymore. Right
No, I know. No, you are.
No, it just said that you have to, like, it literally this goes out just like any other enemy card now.
Yeah, no, but you're going to become the enemy.
You think so?
Yeah, because
Okay.
it clarified at the beginning. It says you lose control, and now you have a different quest path.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so in this scenario where like Nick spent the 10 souls to bring him out, he gets that for 2 turns. He is in control of his demon side, but using it. If you lose control by triggering the 3 tainted items here, then you've lost complete control, and now the demon is you. It's taken over your body. So the fallen hero cannot be brought back until the demon lord is subdued. If the demon lord is defeated, remove its figure and place its hero health token onto one of the squares. The hero is now dead, but it can be resurrected. Its current health becomes 0, its corruption becomes 0, and it will still retain 2 tainted action points. That hero is dead, but can be resurrected if done so, return it with half of its health.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm not fighting. I'm saying, so when that happens, he's an enemy on the board now. You have to defeat so I can get back in the game.
I thought it was me. Oh, all right.
No, which I like that better because now it's just. Now,
I thought it explained earlier. It was like, oh, you've lost control and now. Like your demon is doing his own thing.
But yeah,
under you though.
Oh no, like it took control of me and now the demon's doing its own thing, so it becomes an enemy, which is kind of cool trade off. It's the balance. It's the balance of like you get Marvel zombies to where like push your hunger to the top.
Yeah, which are stronger,
powerful, but
exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Also, flying movement. Most demon lords have flying movement on their card. This means when they move in your turn, you can cross occupied squares, traps, and terrains. Typical of flying in most campaign games. You can just go over things.
And mine says flying movement. Yep.
Yep. Mine says it as well.
The wings.
You cannot stop on an occupied square. Obviously, same thing.
Sense.
You do not suffer effects of terrains or traps.
Cool.
That you're not stopping on. So if you stop on one, you will. But if you fly over it, you're good. You do not suffer movement penalty for adjacency issues.
Nice.
Except for when you start. So if you start and you're next to an enemy, you have to add that +1. But if you're like flying over an enemy, like as you're flying over them, you're not paying for the extra movement because you're above them. Again, typical of flying in like any campaign game. All right. Yeah. Over to villains.
Cool.
And then we'll have effects. Oh, and then we get to talk about the campaign.
What's up? Gosh, I feel like no money in that. All right. On the villains?
Let's
get it. Each villain has its initiative card and a deck of 8 unique attack cards. How do you want to get like a villain deck out?
Yeah, one sec.
So placing the villains. So prepare the villain components. So we already have some villains out, right? So we have, I'm going to take my big eye off so you can see better. So we have here, let's go 5. So we have the Snake Guy and him. So Snake Guy's initiative card is this. Theirs is that, the Thug. So the Viper Warrior and the Thug out there.
Viper Warrior and the Thug. Okay.
So I'll prepare the components. So gather the villain's initiative cards. Boom. Miniatures. Boom. And their attack deck. Board's getting that right now. Set up the villain. Place the initiative card into the initiative deck alongside all heroes and other villains. Refer to the dungeon phase in chapter 8. Yep. Place the villain's miniature on the board in the square indicated in the campaign book. Shuffle the villain attack cards to create a deck. So those are just mixed in with the initiatives. They end up getting laid out. These are all like shuffled up and everything.
Yeah. So right here, again, this would be a standard deck of like, hey, this is the Thug deck. So you'd shuffle all these up, and here's all the cards they could draw on their turn to do what they got to do.
All villains with the same name, regardless of color, share the same attack deck.
Makes sense.
Villain components. So, villain's turn. So, drawing an attack card. At the start of a villain turn, draw an attack card from their attack deck. If empty, shuffle all cards and draw one as usual. Then you're going to execute the attack. Follow the instructions on the drawn card. Then, you discard the card. After the attack is resolved, place the used card in the villain's discard pile. Each villain type must have its own discard pile. Do not mix the discard piles from the different villain tips. Okay, so what is on the initiative card?
Wait, the initiative card?
Now we're talking about so now we're talking about the anatomy of the cards.
Wait, initiative card or the
initiative card.
Okay.
Yeah. So the initiative cards have a name. Then you have your HP. So that's obviously the max health points, which is going to be tracked on the HP track using a villain token that matches the shape and color shown on its card. So, for instance, we will have a circle blue.
Yep, so we have blue circles, and then we have...
So this one would go to 25, and that one would go to 30. With you?
Yep.
Cool.
I do like how they did these. This is what I was wondering. I'm like, why are there two different shapes? I do like how it's like very clear, like, oh, this is that one. Because we've had a lot of games where it's like, oh, here's like two number ones, two number twos, and then you got to like keep track of all these number ones and twos. Yep. This is way cleaner and easier.
Yeah, much quicker to see.
And you don't have to worry about like little tiles moving all around. It's just boom.
Exactly. Whenever a villain takes damage, move its HP token along with the HP track to reflect their current HP. If a villain gets to 0, it's dead. Special cases, enemies with more than 50 HP. Some villains, like bosses, may use the flip side of their HP token, which has the 50 on it. Pretty straightforward. Elite enemies, in some situations, you may face elite enemies. When these villains reach 0 HP, they are not defeated. Instead, they recover their maximum HP value, and their elite card is rotated 90 degrees to mark that this effect is used. In addition to this trait, each elite card has a unique passive power that is always active on the villain. That's cool. Effectively, these enemies must be defeated twice to be truly vanquished. Damage that bypass the first pool of HP does not go over to the second one. Okay. So there's elite modifier cards, which I think you have over there on that deck.
They are?
Yeah.
That's why I put them aside. A lot of this.
So that's what makes an enemy elite, are those modifiers.
Yes.
So when it's defeated once, it turns sideways, effectively showing that it's been defeated, which on there it shows, I think, on the card. The first time this villain reaches 0, rotate that card to mark. Yep.
And like some of these, for example, I'll show you the last 3 here. Say Hard, Nightmare, and Hell. Those are optional game modes. So similar to if you're playing a video game RPG where you're like, hey, I can play it normal, or I can play Veteran or Hard or Nightmare mode. That's the same thing. So this will just attach and say, hey, this is going to make the game even harder, and this is how it works. So very clear on the modifier and what it does.
All right, so next up on the initiative cards is the defense, which is the shield. Indicates how many hits a hero must get on their dice to attack the villain successfully. So then you have your chaos order, which we've gone over a couple different times. Each villain is aligned to either chaos or order with an intensity of 1 or 2. That's good to know. There's only ever an intensity of 1 or 2. Defeating a villain with an attack of an opposing alignment equal to or greater than intensity grants extra power, track, progression. Miniature indicates the figure that represents this villain. Again, we mentioned that earlier. The villain number is on there as well. It's used during the dungeon exploration to determine enemy placement. When this is shown on the map, it indicates that this villain appears. Cool. So it just helps you place it on there. So that's all the numbers are for. It's placement. Base color is color base and miniature that matches the shape and color of the villain's number. This ensures proper identification during gameplay. The meaning of the color. So villains in the game are categorized by color of their bases, indicating their alignment and the effects they have upon defeat. That is very smart. Also very quick. So we know without even looking at the card, these guys are aligned to order.
Oh, blue. Yeah. Got it.
So chaos villains, these are demonic creatures with bases of a red or purple. Defeating a chaos villain causes corruption to all adjacent heroes. At the end, I assume purple are the ones that have the 2s for like their alignment. And order villains, so descendants of the Jinns creations, they are based in blue and green. Defeating an order villain grants soul to all adjacent heroes at the end of their turn. These colors distinctions allow you with a glance to decide how to better position your heroes and which enemies you should attack. Do you want to see when you find a green card in the initiatives? They're heavily color coded too. They show 2 on there for alignment.
Yep.
Yep.
Well, so is this blue though.
Huh?
This blue does as well.
Oh, never mind then.
Instant fail.
Never mind. I was like, oh, that's cool. All right, so you know that the cool.
I just happened to pick the one that defeated your theory.
Right. The cool colors are always order. The warm colors are always chaos. The 1 to 2 is
sure. For those of us who didn't like our class, just follow the colors.
Well,
cool and warm colors here.
Yeah, blue and green are cool, and then red and purple are warm.
Black is comfy.
So you have your reading your villain's attack cards now. So it is the attack.
There we go.
Yeah. It is the attack's flavor. Oh, sorry. So A, the attack name and villain order. So it has the attack flavor, the thematic action the villain is performing in the game universe. Check the attacker's owner at the bottom of the attack card. Okay. Reminder, the opposite side of the card displays the villain's name and an illustration for quick identification. Yep.
Very nice.
Target indicates the hero that the villain will prioritize for the attack.
Yep.
So that's the next thing down from the name. Down the bottom left is the movement, right? So it determines how many squares the villain can move before executing the attack. Cool. And D is the actual attack, we'll say. Yep. So then, so I would say steps for executing. So step 1, you draw it. So draw an attack card, check the following details. So, favorite target. The hero the villain prefers to attack is going to be the favorite target, which is the top of the card there.
This is closest hero. So this, in the example on the game board here, is the Viper Warrior. So that is this character over here. It's the closest hero. We're just going to assume you're over there somewhere. So I'm the closest hero. He's going to go after me.
Yep. And then we have the range, the maximum distance for the attack, which is going to be in the middle area there.
Yep, if there is a range.
And then movement points, so the number of squares the villain can move before the attack.
Yep.
Cool.
In this case, it would be 4 for this specific person.
So now you're going to identify the target. So observe the battlefield, find the hero that best matches the favorite target description on the card. Understanding target description. So basic description, simple description like closest hero. Characteristics, depictions, or descriptions may include characteristics in parentheses like closest hero, and then more corruption following that. So it would be whichever one has more corruption. That means the villain seeks the closest hero. If multiple heroes are equally close, it targets one with the most corruption. The villain prioritizes the description outside of parentheses. Use the characteristics in parentheses as a tiebreaker. Okay.
Yep. I'm assuming if there is none like close here, if we're both close and there's no description in parentheses, we get to choose.
You shall see. Default tiebreakers. If multiple heroes equally meet the criteria, the villain targets the closest one. If heroes are equally close, it attacks the one that is higher on the initiative tree.
That makes sense.
Damn it. Default tiebreaker and higher would be closest to the front.
Yeah.
Default tiebreaker applies after considering any specific tiebreakers mentioned in the parentheses. So that would be like if we both work the same distance and if we both have the same corruption, then you default to the default.
Yeah.
Step 2, check line of sight and vision.
Yeah.
They're the same thing. Select targets beyond immediate vision. The villain can target a hero outside its immediate vision if it can gain vision by moving. Targets that cannot possibly be attacked after a villain moves are not considered. So I appreciate the consider if it's even an option. So Gloomhaven style. Determine if a target is reachable. A target is reachable if a villain can move to a position from which it can attack the target, considering its movement points and attack range. If its favorite target is reachable, proceed to movement. If not, select the next best target based on the criteria, ignoring the prior target, and repeat this step. Movement toward the target. Moving to attack. The villain moves the fewest possible squares to reach the target. If multiple paths exist, choose the safest path, the one dealing the least damage to the villain.
Yep. So in this case, 1, 2.
That's the one. That's the only one. This is these are next to each other.
Oh,
There's a space because of the
true.
connection.
Yep. So 1. Boom.
Yep. Bang bang. Movement penalties. Exiting a square adjacent to a hero costs the villain 2 movement points instead of 1. The same rule applies to the heroes exiting squares adjacent to villains. We've been over this. This may prevent a villain from reaching its favorite target, forcing it to select a new target. Unreachable targets, if no hero can be reached or attacked, the villain moves twice its normal movement points towards the hero that best meets its favorite target criteria.
I like the balance. Okay.
I assume it does that, but doesn't attack.
Correct. Yeah.
It
So
moves twice forward. That's all
the
it's
attack
doing.
would get replaced with a second movement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Additional notes, traps.
But I like that. It kind of forces the players to not just leave. Because we had like Madara, we're like, oh, they're so... Or no, not Madara. Vampire the Masquerade. We're like, oh, they're so far away with their movement, they can't catch up. Now it's like, oh, they're not attacking. They're going to move at double speed towards you.
Yeah.
So I kind of like that balance.
It keeps things moving.
And it makes you like fight for yourself.
Yeah.
And not just run around, grab stuff, and get out.
Traps in the safest path. Villains prioritize avoiding traps. They prefer to take terrain damage rather than entering a trap square.
So they would boop, go here and stuff.
So they'd rather take fall damage, or they'd rather go over. I don't know if that's in this at all. That's Madara. But like there's spikes on these, so they'd rather go through spikes than activate a trap. Yeah. On the opposite side of these are the spikes. Like they're on the actual piece.
Oh, on the train's actually on the boards, yeah. I mean, I don't have any terrain tokens.
Attack consideration. The villain only considers targets it can possibly attack after movement. It ignores any targets that remain unreachable even after moving. So, it's not going to... So, same thing we kind of bent over. If it can't attack somebody, then it's not going to prioritize go to them. It's going to go to someone who they can attack.
Yep.
Damage and effects. After the villain gets the range and vision of its target, it attacks its target. No roll required. Applies all the attack damage and effects without the need for a roll. The hero targeted by an attack can roll its defense dice to reduce the damage and try to avoid the attack. For each shield that you roll on the green die, I believe it's only the green die.
Yep. Defense die.
Yep. You reduce the damage by 1. If 2 shields are rolled, the hero evades the attack. 2. So on the die, there's shield, and then there's this shield, which is has like the extra ticks in there, in the middle. See?
Yeah.
Okay. You're looking at it confused. I was wondering. Yeah. So if 2 of those are rolled, the hero evades the attack.
It's like super shield.
Yep. It misses, dealing no damage and no effects. This is called a perfect defense. If the hero did not evade, apply the damage and all the effects described on the villain's attack. Even if an attack would deal 0 damage to a hero, the effect still applies unless the hero rolled 2 of those special shields and thus abated the attack. So even if you didn't get dealt damage, any effects still apply. So poison, stuff like that.
Which is this card here. So this Viper Warrior, if target is poisoned, deal 10 damage. If not, the target gains poison and then shuffle this card back into the attack deck. So in this case, the second one wouldn't even be an attack. It would just give you poison. So it doesn't matter defensively what happens. You just get poison.
Yep. All right. So then we have special villains. The Elite. This special type of villain appears in the campaign book or during higher difficulty levels. Use the regular villain card and miniature, but attach an Elite modifier card.
Oh,
yeah. Place the Elite card on the right of the villain's initiative card. Each elite card gives to the attached villain 2 effects. First, second life. The first time an elite villain would be defeated, it turns 90 degrees and recovers to full health. To beat it again, like we said earlier.
Yep.
It gains a unique ability as well, described on the elite card. This ability remains active even after the card is rotated.
Yep. So this here explains exactly that. So the bottom one here says, yeah, if it reaches 0, rotate 90 degrees, keep going. Back to full health. The other effect here says, any other villain that's within range 2 of this villain cannot take damage. So you have to kill that one first, because Protector.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Cool.
I'm assuming this like campaign, like chapter 1 won't have any of those, and then as you get deeper and deeper in, you'll start seeing those introduced.
Maybe.
Unless you pick the hard difficulty right off the
Yeah.
bat.
Hopefully the campaign like does video game style where it slowly introduces. Yeah. Boss elite cards.
Unless you're playing with me, and I'm like, let's just go to hell right off the bat.
Yeah.
Permadeath. Instant.
I'll drive to the devil's house with you, monkey. I don't give up.
And then all of a sudden we pull out a bear, and we're like, well, shit.
That's just one weakness.
All right, we have a fourth, by the way.
Nice. In higher...
don't know what their name... I forgot what their B name is. Bitchin? Bitchin. There we go. That was what her B name was.
Oh, cool. Nice. In higher difficulty settings, boss elite cards are used for specific boss encounters. Do not shuffle these cards with regular elite cards. For details, refer to the difficulty level section. Unique villains and bosses. Certain room features unique villains and bosses. The campaign book will instruct you where to find these cards, usually in the mystery box.
Show one of those real quick.
Yeah, so there's a bunch of these little mystery boxes.
Yep, so there is a total of, I believe, 12. 10 or 12. But there's 5 from the base game, so campaign book 1. And then if you bought the all-in with the or any of the expansions, there's another 5 for campaign book 2.
Yeah, very cool. We haven't opened any of those, and they won't be open until
we will not until it tells us to do so.
Usually the reward for defeating these unique villains and bosses is a legendary equipment, but it may vary according to the villain. Boss villains act twice on the initiative, shuffling the 2 boss cards, the specific and generic ones, on the initiative deck, and include both into the initiative track. Okay. Additional steps and events for fighting unique villains or bosses are detailed in the campaign book. Cool. Flying villains. Some villains possess flying movement, allowing them to bypass certain obstacles. They can cross occupied squares, traps, and terrains, but cannot stop on them. They do not suffer terrain or traps, effects, or spaces, and cross and don't stop on them. They don't suffer the movement penalty from leaving a square adjacent to a hero, except for the first square of their movement. So exactly like we explained earlier regarding our demons, and it goes over here again. Demon Lords losing control. So Demon Lords are a special type of villain tied to a hero who has become bound to them. The deck contains 6 attack cards, each representing one of the Demon Lord's attacks. Defeating them gives no rewards. Instead, it returns the bound hero's token to the grid and allows the resurrection, returning with 2 taint, half health, and 0 corruption. I'll do effects and I'll give you campaign.
Oh yeah.
Alrighty. So now we're on to the effects. Effect is any text that may or must be applied in consequence of a specific situation or action. It changes the circumstances of a combatant or component in the fight. So like HP, cards, position, blah, blah, blah. All text on the action cards except for the damage and cost is considered an effect. Other cards, like items, may produce effects as well. If an effect has no stated duration, it is applied immediately and ends. Cool. For example, push to an enemy is an effect that applies immediately.
Boom.
Then ends.
Yeah. Yep.
If an effect instructs to divide a number, always round down, unless specified otherwise. It's really fun to talk about that. Duration. Effects typically apply instantly, but may last longer when marked with the hourglass icon. Check the duration described on the card. Tracking lasting effects. Check the duration specified on the card that produced the effect. Place the card that applied the effect on the affected combatants as a reminder. Note, for game purposes, this card is still considered in the discard pile. So stacking effects. There is no limit to the number of effects that can be affected the same combatant at any time. There's a limit to the number of effects. Okay, so you can have multiple effects. Unless otherwise specified, all effects end at the end of combat. So that just has something here where the hourglass is cards with the symbol lasts until the start of the next turn of the hero who applied it. Oh, okay. So it seems like pretty standard for the hourglass. Any effects that have the hourglass just starts until the next turn of the one that applied it. So if this enemy applied poison on you and it had that marker, then it's going to last on you until they go again. Pretty straightforward. And then
which is kind of it's slightly weird because what if I kill him? I still should be poisoned.
Then it may go away, I guess.
I don't like that. Okay, we'll find out.
That may not be the case for poison though.
That's
just an example.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Well, I was
maybe,
just but wait, you read it correctly. I'm like, that would just kind of be annoying to be like.
so like if they were
It should just be probably like an initiative order. You should just have a marker and be like, when you get back to that marker in initiative order, then
Yeah.
it retires.
it's probably more so like they're psychically binding you. You can't move, right? So you're paralyzed until the start of their next turn.
That makes
so
sense.
if they
Paralyzed.
died, then you would no longer be paralyzed.
Yeah.
And I think that's more the case they're going for. Okay. Next. Yeah, because poison is a specific token.
Yeah.
Which it explains how long they last over here.
Yeah, those are the effect tokens, yeah.
Conditions. Place a token on the affected combatant's character tray for heroes or villains card. Tokens remain until one of the following occurs. Combat ends. All tokens are removed with no enemies remain on the board. Combat dies. Combatant dies. Remove all tokens on the combatant. Opposing tokens. If an opposing token is applied, both tokens are removed. So that's the instance of the red and the blue.
Yeah.
So if you got poisoned, but then you got the other one on the other side, then they're just both gone.
Yeah.
Cool. A combatant can only have one token of each type of any condition token at a time. So here, conditions are different than effects. They're separating them.
Ah, okay.
If a second token of the same type would be applied, do not place it unless the special effect explicitly states and ignores the token limits. If you gain multiple tokens at once, pair them off with any opposing tokens, removing both in each pair. Continue this process until only tokens of one type remain. Right. So then it just goes over again. Toughened, vulnerable, empowered, weakened, quickened, slowed, invigorated, poison. Those are the opposites. So here, so for weakened, we went over that it deals -2 health, vulnerable +2 damage from attack. So poisoned at the end of each combatant's turn takes 2. Okay, cool. So you probably have to do something to heal that then. It seems like, because I don't see anything. There are special tokens though. So specific characters may have their own unique tokens. These tokens are not condition tokens and do not follow the rules of limited stacking. So you have to check your class abilities on page 51, it says. So they are removed when used, unless otherwise specified. They follow specific rules contained in the hero tile of a character from a class they belong to, instead of rules for condition tokens. So here they have the example of like the cat person was using beforehand. They show the special token. Yeah. So it looks like on the character board, where it says everything else, it'll probably tell you what tokens to also take.
Yeah, yeah. Just like I explained earlier, follow the cards or tokens as more detail.
Time for the campagna.
All right. So
I'll take that one out. If I can point to stuff while you read that.
Oh, I don't think that's going to go over what's in that book at all. Or
briefly,
like, sure, yeah.
Like probably talk about like diagrams.
Yeah. So go front screen for 1 minute. So we are now on chapter 8, which is campaign. So everything we just covered in this rulebook rundown is pretty much for the whole game, regardless if you're playing scenario or campaign. That's how it's covered. So setup, how all of the tiles work, the cards work, the heroes and villains work, all of that.
Yep.
Now we're going to talk about specifically if you're doing campaign mode, how does that work and how does things set up differently potentially?
Yep.
So first off, beginning the campaign. To initiate a campaign, open the book and read from the beginning. You'll learn about the story and how to set up your first dungeon. We all start at level 0. That's our starting equipment. There are 5 difficulties. At the start of the campaign, you'll be prompted to choose a campaign setting that is suitable for you. During the campaign, it is advisable to change the difficulty if you feel like it's too challenging or too easy. The 5 difficulties are casual. At the start of each round, heroes do not receive corruption and gain souls instead. We will never do that.
No.
Normal. Standard rules. Play as described. Hard. At the start of each round, add a random elite card to the first non-elite, non-boss enemy on the initiative track. If a boss is present, instead the boss gains the elite boss hard card, which is one of the modifiers. This is suited for those who want more of a challenge. This difficulty is advised only for players who have already played the game multiple times or those who want to face a higher chance of being defeated. Which is might be where we start on that one.
For hard?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we have Nightmare. At the start of each combat, add 1 random elite card to 2 enemies. Or the Nightmare card goes on the boss if there's a boss. And then there's Hell Round. At the start of each round, add a random elite card to the 2 first non-elite, non-boss enemies. All elite enemies get an extra turn. Whew. And if a boss is present, give him the elite boss Hell card. That is the most hardcore. We will not try that until we've actually played through and understand what the hell we're doing.
Yeah.
But hard is just slightly more difficult.
This is just 1 elite card, it says, right, for hard?
Yeah, at the start of combat, 1 elite to the very first non-boss.
That's fine.
Yeah, so that's not bad. Okay. Phases of the campaign. So you have a journey phase and a dungeon phase. During the journey phase, you will be able to equip your hero. So that has been explained a few times in the rulebook. That's where you can swap out items from your stash and do some other stuff. Then you follow the campaign book to make your story choices, as he just a reference. Then you hop in the dungeon phase. During the dungeon phase, you descend into the dungeon to explore and battle enemies.
Oh,
This allows you to discover new quests, complete objectives, find relics, and establish camp spots. The ultimate goal of the dungeon phase is to locate and defeat the boss. What?
So here's the dungeon there. So
Yes, that's all the story choices.
Yeah, so what's fun is here. So very different than a lot of games like this, right? Usually you have, okay, here's the story, here's the place you're going to do it. Here, this is combining a game book, so like the choose your own adventure style thing, with this type of board game. So this whole like section here is all it presents you with choices. Says, okay, if you choose this, go to 18.
Yeah.
And go there. And so
to me, it's like D&D on paper, where like in D&D you start off talking to friends and walking around, and all of a sudden you're in combat, and then boom, dungeon.
Yeah.
So I do like that, where we're choosing our adventure, but we're not like writing it ourselves like D&D you would.
Yeah.
So this is gonna be
it makes the story part. My biggest problem with campaign games a lot of times is that the story part's not interactive.
Yeah.
Or you get like a.
And that was one of the reasons I bought this game, because I was like, oh, especially how the dungeon builds out randomly as you do different things. I'm like, I like that. It's not static.
Yeah. Very cool.
All right. So overview of the journey phase. Prepare your heroes. So this is where you're going to set up your play area, equip your hero based on the equipment requirements. So again, 1 two-handed weapon or one-handed and offhand. Set up your stat tiles. Place your cubes out. I'm not going to reread exactly how to do that. We did that all during the setup phase. But get all of your player area ready.
That was a question I did have. So when it said for equipment, so you can't have 2 one-handed weapons. You have to have a one-handed and an offhanded.
Yes. It says 1 one-handed and 1 offhanded.
Oh. So you have you can have 1 two-handed or a one-handed and an offhanded. Cool. All right. So you can't dual wield my paladin's blade.
Yeah. Additionally, separate the consumables deck, the equipment deck based on the dungeon level.
Yeah.
So the equipment consumable decks are based into 4 levels. 1, 2, 3, and 4. We also have level 5. Level 5 came with the expansion, which is all what you have. That is all level 5. So consumables, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Equipment also, but I have them all over here.
Yeah.
So if you're in a dungeon level 1, you only have level 1 deck available.
Yeah, I'm just putting this here as an example. Do not use level 5 in your
first
dungeon.
You're like, wow, I'm so strong.
Oh my god. It's like Dark Souls. Just go right to the one point where you know the sword's at.
Yeah. Cards drawn from the equipment deck should never be returned. That is why you have your stash backpack.
Makes sense.
So if you draw it, you don't want it right now, put it in your stash.
Very Madara-esque.
Step 2, follow the campaign. Go into the campaign book, identify the steps, choose your own adventure. Follow instructions to move from entry to entry. During this phase, you may be asked to make stat tests.
Skill checks.
I don't like how this works. Skill checks, yes.
Again, this game definitely seems like it was translated to a degree, which probably
but still really well.
It is. Which seems that's probably why the rulebook initially was kind of confusing for us.
You may also have to check facts. Facts are story milestones. When you gain a fact, record on your campaign log. There is a printout that helps you track some stuff. We don't have to. It's easy to access. Yeah, it's under there. Yep. So there's this whole campaign log where it allows you just to track how you're doing. And there's your facts checklist. So you mark off what you have. When you check for a fact, verify its presence based off of that paper. The story will then end by moving into the dungeon phase.
Oh, Act 2 is campaign book 2.
Yes.
Got it.
Yeah, campaign book 1 and 2.
Yeah. There is another campaign book, everybody. Ooh.
Yep. All right. So that was your journey phase. Very simple.
Yep.
Get your characters ready. Go through the story. Story leads to a dungeon. Now we have this. So first, Odalin campaign has Act 1 and Act 2. Dungeons of Doom is Act 1, the core game. Sands of Destruction, which is what he just showed, is the expansion. There's going to be multiple chapters in each campaign book, and each chapter is divided into sections. Sections represent a portion of the dungeon or the location for each gaming day. Each will end with a rest spot or by defeating a boss, allowing you to save the game.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of a rest spot, Oh, no, I just read that. Designed for optimal playtime, you can play multiple sections consecutively. So again, it's play to your style, but you can pause or save where it tells you to save.
Yeah, so section 1, and it goes through this.
Yeah, and then it says victory, and it'll probably say you can save at some point or whatever.
So then this looks like part 2 of section
1.
1.
It's still section 1.
3, 4, and this is the sanctuary where you can do your saving and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Objects are references for that section. Then you have section 2.
Yeah.
So there's different portions within the section, and so it looks like what you can probably do is even in the section, after you do the first part, you could probably even stop after this portion of victory before going into here.
Yeah, it does say ideally stop at the end of a section. If stopping mid-section, note everything down, where you are, what all the tokens are.
Exactly. So it's probably best to just go through the entire thing. They're doing very, what a Vampire Masquerade does. It's small, contained, which is great. And so there's 5 chapters in this book.
Yeah. For the stat test or skill checks, use the D20s. So we have the special D20. If your roll meets or exceeds, you are successful. Add the whole stat value, not the bonus, that is used to increase your combat feature. So, for example, Agility 4, which is one of your things, will add +4 agility on agility test. It does not give you +2 to your defense roll. So agility is your purple marker here. Mm-hmm. So you're not getting defensive boost later on because you passed that skill check.
So is that saying because my agility is 1, if I roll this, it's actually 14? If it's an agility check?
Yeah, so the purple number would be how much you get boosted onto that skill check.
Okay, so the 13 + 1, 14. Hopefully it's
good enough.
I
know.
The only time you see me roll this high on camera.
Yeah. Now we enter the dungeon phase.
Cool.
So dungeon phase is your part 2 in the campaign. So setup. Setup exactly. Follow the instructions on the tiles. Place your heroes, place the initiatives, place your enemies, etc. Done.
And so actually a good example. So we have this 06, which is quite literally the Viper 06. That'd be going onto the actual board, obviously not in here, but into that spot.
Yep. Each section here will have room numbers and names. So obviously right there you have your room numbers, and these are all separated in the box by size. Yep. So you'd be like, okay, this is a 10 by 5 or whatever it is. Find that tile, boom. Yep. It's gonna be one of those. The lore, that'll be obviously here. You read aloud the lore. We're not gonna read that right now for you.
Nope.
And then there is an A side and a B side on the tile, so just pay attention to that.
Yep. So here it says 05A. So one side I think is more dangerous than the other, it seems like.
And then follow any special rules if there are any. So very standard to any campaign game. Follow the book, do what it says.
Yep.
Okay, now.
Oh, they did make those a space, actually. Interesting.
Yeah, that's why I thought they were, because they're so large.
Yeah, because
they should have the lines
on there, there's the lines, where here there isn't the lines. Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Okay. So.
Unless it's specifically the number 1 tile like that.
No, because 2 and 3 over here, 2 is the same thing.
Okay, yeah, right. Okay.
All right. So, for some other information, how to open a door. Take the handle. You open it. If there are no enemies alive and the hero is standing on a square adjacent to a door, use the interact action to open it. When you open a door, place the corresponding passage miniature numbered 1 through 7 between the starting room tile and the new location. It counts as an open passage as a 1x3 grid. There you go.
Nice.
So those are.
So if we just opened this door, we'll say. So we got here, opened this door, we just took it off. So it'd be one of these. Now this goes on like that, which is now 1x3.
So that is a new tile that you have to step on and use as a space to move. Go to that number in the same dungeon chapter and section book and set the new tile. Opening a new tile ends all special rules of previous tiles. Place the new tile, villains, elements, etc. So it's going to build out.
So we go here 2. That means this is the 2.
Yes.
So then this comes.
And that there.
Fun. That's fun.
Right there is this.
Which
so
is
it's
this right here.
Yep, I know. We have the little temporary ones and then we have the big one.
Yeah.
So you went through the door. Yeah, 2 became 2, and now this tile, any special rules here, does not apply to this tile.
Yep.
You would have new special rules, potentially.
It's for that room specifically, most likely.
It says, opening a new tile ends all special rules of the tiles you were previously in, unless stated otherwise. So all special rules gone. We have a new set potentially.
Okay, cool.
Obviously, and then it says place everything out based on the listing. Gather the villain heroes initiative cards, shuffle them, create a new initiative track.
Yep.
So because again, you can't open this until all these enemies are defeated.
Yeah, so... Oh, you can't?
No, it says that, yeah. Very specifically. We're opening a door. If no enemies are alive and you're standing next to the door.
Okay, so...
You have to complete your room you're in to move on.
It's like an old school... it's like God of War back in the PS2 days, where you can't interact with anything while there's enemies around trying to fight you.
Yeah. There's a few different video games that are like that now, yeah. Just like the...
First one came to mind.
Yeah, alert, like, what? Location alert almost, like you have someone nearby.
Yeah.
Now, after battling the enemies and collecting rewards... after battling the enemies, collect the rewards. They are determined in the rewards entry in the section in the campaign book. So, again, follow the campaign book. Draw everything accordingly. If you gain an equipment card, again, you're immediately allowed to use and equip the equipment. Any equipment removed can be picked up by another hero. This is the only way to exchange equipment other than during the journey phase. So we explained that earlier. If I pick up a new weapon, I drop my melee one-handed thing, he can pick it up if he wants to. That is if you were what?
You said if you
got something new, if I got a reward, yeah,
and you chose to keep that, you get rid of something else,
or
you could just immediately trade it to anyone.
Yeah,
because you're not actually putting it on the board because no tokens are put on there.
No. But I can immediately hand it to you, or it goes into the backpack. But if it goes in the backpack, you can't take it until the journey phase. Yeah, okay. Or the sanctuary. Yeah.
Oh, okay, got it.
Out of combat.
Do we have to be adjacent to you for you to do
nope,
that? Or?
No range, no line of sight, nothing.
Cool.
You just have to be alive, I'm assuming.
Alive, yeah. I'd assume that much too.
Yeah. If you're like, hey, I have this dagger here, and he's already dead, and it just hits him again.
It just stabs me in the chest, and the corpse is already on the ground. It's like I was about to come back to life, and you put the final blow in.
If there's no enemies alive, while there are no living enemies, characters do not take turns. So that's, again, reclarifies, do not draw a new set of cards.
Yep.
Finding a campfire. Some doors will lead to sanctuary. This means that behind that door is a location where heroes can find a sacred altar. Bringing one of the purifying relics, there will be allowing players to rest and make a campfire, cleansing and sealing the prior part of the dungeon behind them. So again, it becomes a safe space.
Yep.
When you open the door to sanctuary, remove all other tiles, follow the resting at campfire rules.
Yep.
Purifying relics. To open the door to a sanctuary, you must use a purifying relic. So you have to find a relic to even open that.
Cool.
Purifying relics can be found throughout the dungeon. Some are corrupted and you have to purify them. Others can be broken requiring repairs. Others are fine.
Oh, that's cool.
To open a door, you must interact with it and then spend the purifying relic for the sanctuary.
So what's really fun on these, I'm trying not to show too much because it gives away like what, I don't want you to see what doors lead to what, because that's part of the fun of this is not knowing where it goes. But on here you have, on these objects, letters. So C, G, O. So when you collect that, you would go back to the object section and find what C is. Looks like that one, make a choice. G, O, whatever. And it'll tell you what it is and what you get for interacting with that object.
Oh, that's fun. Players can hold up to 3 relics.
Okay.
If you have more than 1 purifying relic token, you may discard one of them during your turn to reduce your corruption by 5. So instead of using it to wait for the sanctuary, you can just reduce your corruption by 5 if that becomes an issue. All right, so now you're in the sanctuary. You're making a campsite. Resting at the campsite. What does that give you?
We will say this is the campsite.
Yeah, I don't have a token easily accessible right now.
That's fine. There's a fire there.
Yeah. So if you rest at the campfire, you recover all hit points for all heroes. All cards from your hand are discarded. All positive and negative tokens are removed. Corruption and soul and power all go back to 0. Tainted becomes normal for the action tokens. Any effect from special rules of previous tiles are now ended. Because, again, it says when you go to the sanctuary, all the other tiles are gone. So you're locking yourself in the sanctuary. Add +1 level on the campaign log level track. So you've upgraded your level by 1. Optional, you are now allowed to change your Demon Lord.
Oh,
there's 2 sheets there, different sheets there.
That's just mystery cards, level 1 items. This is Act 2.
Oh. Campaign log level track.
I'm trying to see. So there's level 1 items. Quest cards. Cards acquired. Chapter 1, Section 1. Completed sections. Facts check.
I don't know.
No idea what the
We'll
level
figure it
track is, but
We'll figure
there's level 1 items.
Yeah, it's not that. This is like our level as a person.
Because on here it just says player hero. Like maybe just record our
Oh, maybe
down
next
on there,
to us.
I guess.
Probably. Yeah. So you're optionally you can change your demon lord at this time,
Interesting.
and then upgrade 1 action card based on your new level. So again, that's the level that we just talked about goes to these action cards, so you can upgrade 1 of those to the new level.
Cool.
All of that, it says, is while at the campfire, but do not place the campfire tile. I don't know why it says in that order, but it says, do not place campfire tile yet. After resting, check if the campfire tile displays a hell rift. If the hell rift is present, you may choose to explore it or ignore it. To explore it, there's a whole rule set. To ignore it, proceed to the next section's room and follow the instructions in the book. When setting up a new campfire tile, it must be connected to the next room tile and have its door open, allowing you to continue the adventure seamlessly. Okay.
So what it's saying is, don't place the tile down, because if you choose to look at the tile, it's going to go down.
Yeah.
If it has a hell rift, you can choose to do the hell rift, and instead you're going to go to whatever
Yes,
that is.
makes sense.
That's why they're saying don't put it down yet.
Okay, so leveling up, we just explained, that allows you to get new cards. If you decide to upgrade your action card, you get the deck of upgrade action cards for your class. Find all of the cards of the next level. Select 1 of them to add to your deck. Search on your current deck for a card you want to swap. Remove the old card, place a new card in. You can decide not to upgrade a card, but that's not advisable because you want to strengthen your cards as you play.
Yep.
Differently from when you first built, you can place them anywhere.
Yep.
Okay, and that was the clarification we made earlier.
Yep.
Special cases. You may choose a low-level card instead of a higher-level one. So if you're on level 5, but the level 4 card that you didn't take last time because there's 2 available is good, you could take that level 4 card instead.
Nice.
So that is your max level, is what level you're at.
Yeah.
So you can use anything below. Swapping. You must always swap upper with upper, lower with lower. So
Yeah,
6
sense.
of these have an upper section demon, 6 have a lower section. You have to swap accordingly so you can see both parts.
Makes sense. You're never swapping the demons unless you're flipping them, probably, but there's no increased level for the demon cards.
Yeah. Some cards have multiple versions labeled greater and epic. So like you could have a level 1, let's just say health potion, and then you could have a level 12 greater health potion, for example.
Yeah.
You can have both.
Okay.
There is no requirement to acquire the lower one before the higher one either. So you can have just the greater because you got to that unlock.
Nice.
But if you want both, you can have both. Your choice. Now, campfire. If you've reached the campfire, at this point, you can now choose to end the session.
Okay.
Record in the campaign log the chapter and section you just completed.
Yep.
Apply all relevant rules for reaching the campfire. That's what we just went over. The increasing of levels, resetting everything, and all of that.
So there it says completed sections.
Nice.
Oh, that's actually a really nice way also of
Tracking what you did.
Oh, never mind. Not good.
Oh, okay.
That's wrong.
When you're ready to play again, open the campaign book based on what you just finished and go from there. Keep all action cards, equipment, consumables, and relics in the designated area of the box. Where is that? Don't know. If you must stop after a combat but not at a campfire, use the save sheet to track current HP, soul, corruption, and what rooms you have explored. So again, it's not advisable to stop in the middle of a section when you finished a room. It's advisable to finish the section, but if you have to, track everything.
Yep.
All right. Oh, Steve-O was wrong. These are the quest cards.
Huh. No.
I don't know where the scenario cards are then. There's definitely scenarios in this game. All right. So my mistake
I think
from earlier, this big old thick deck is the quest cards.
I think what they're saying is you can just randomly, like, you can choose probably a scenario in the book.
maybe.
I don't know.
So during your exploration, you may find situations where your heroism is required. You'll find defenseless commoners or secrets to be solved. Quests can be discovered during journey or dungeon exploration. The campaign book will instruct you to retrieve a specific quest card. The quest cards, such as this here, have a quest number up top, a front side, which provides story and context related to the quest, and a back side that is read only after completing the quest. Once you've completed, you'll receive rewards, facts, and potentially new quests.
Nice.
Some are related to the current dungeon that you're in. Others will be linked to future exploration you do. So these just happen as they happen, it'll tell you.
Cool.
Rare villains and bosses. In all dungeons, there is always one rare villain and one boss. Anytime you kill a rare villain or kill a boss, you get a specific legendary equipment. While the door that leads to the boss is always marked on the map as a boss room, the rare villain is a surprise villain. So you don't know where they are to start. And then ending a dungeon. Following the boss's defeat, follow the instructions in the chapter book to close out the dungeon. All right, one piece left. And then we have scenario explanation. Oh, this is just explaining what the tokens are. All right.
So the end of the chapter is the bosses or whatever?
Did I say it? What was that? Chapter closure. Yeah.
Okay. So then on this page, I'll go over how to close everything out then.
Yeah.
Before chapter 2.
Now, the sad part. If you're a hero and you die, all battles have victims. Some of them are you. Whenever a hero is defeated, automatically take a white action token. In our case, white action token, make it black. So an action token that's not tainted and make it tainted. Place the heart token where your miniature died. So we showed that earlier. Boom. If the third action token is turned, you now lost control of your Demon Lord. Yep. And again, we already explained how that works. It goes out, it becomes a marker in the initiative track, etc. A defeated hero cannot be healed. Only the first aid action and similar effects resurrect a hero and can return it to play. Heroes cannot be resurrected until their Demon Lord is defeated.
Right.
If that is why they died.
Yep.
First aid. A hero can use one action marker while adjacent to a defeated hero to use first aid. The defeated hero comes back. It regains half its health. It does not recover any tainted action points. So it still stays tainted, but you're back with half health. If all heroes go to 0 and or if all are in lost control form, you lose the exploration. You must return to the last campfire. Any loot remains with you, but you must explore the whole section again. Doors are closed again, and heroes will need to defeat all the enemies again. So you're going back to like the beginning of that area, but you do get to keep what you've collected.
Okay.
Which Nick likes and I hate.
I don't like the keeping what you collected thing. I like the in certain games I like where it's like, okay, you keep your experience so you can slowly like level up and get stronger to get through it, but not the equipment. Like, no, make me go find the equipment again. Like, maybe
I guess they probably test it. It's like it's too hard to figure out what equipment you just gained, maybe to toss it back in.
Yeah.
And reclarifies, use the campaign log to track any of that. And then finally, mystery boxes. So during exploration, you'll uncover special secrets. When this happens, the campaign book will instruct you to retrieve a card, a miniature, or other items from mystery boxes. Ooh. Do not open until instructed. There are mystery boxes 1, 2, 3, and 4 in the base game. If a mystery box contains cards, you'll be instructed to take a specific card out of that box. Do not look at the other cards until you're told to do so. You cannot gain mystery box items more than once. So if you you already earned it and then replayed that room because you died, you're not going to get it a second time because there's only one card in the box.
Yep. Cool.
Is that? Let's see. This is appendix. Is all these different scenarios, glossary, all that. I guess
Did you just say scenarios?
No.
I thought you said appendix.
Oh, and that's what I thought. No, elements of this. So this says. So there is appendixes here. We're not going to go to the appendixes, but playing with fewer players, and if you play solo play, playing single scenarios. I'll let you read this. Okay, we'll come to that in a second. Let me finish this one, then you can have the appendixes.
Sure.
Or appendices. Appendices.
Appendices.
All right. So last thing, because this is easier for access for you, is the different pieces that you can find on the map. So on the game map, you have rooms, doors, and passages. Each room has distinct shapes. So we see like 2 right there is a perfect example. There's also door tiles that are locked and connected to them, like this. Again, it just re-clarifies you can only interact with the door if all enemies have been defeated. When you open a new room, set it up accordingly. All borders of a room are considered walls. So both of these sides are considered walls. You cannot move across the corner spaces occupied by walls. So you cannot go from here to here.
Yeah.
Walls also block vision, and you cannot attack or move the wall. Push this over here.
Timmy, stop hitting the wall.
The only thing that connects 2 rooms is a door. Okay, so very straightforward. Interactive tokens. Cool.
What?
Missed completely. There we go. You cannot enter a space that has interactive tokens. You may interact with this token to trigger its effect. No, it doesn't go out yet until the token's picked up.
Forget this number. No, this is saying the anvil's there. These are being like the trap.
Oh.
You have a trap
Yeah, I
one
don't
as
need
well.
those. Yeah.
For this, but
So we have the minis.
You would go underneath.
Yeah, because like those would have to flip because something could be under it.
Right.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, these, I don't think the anvil's.
The anvil wasn't, but the trap definitely would.
Yeah.
Okay. So after it's been triggered, remove the interactive token.
Nothing.
So for the anvil, so this is specific to the anvil and the lamp. So the anvil, using it allows you to discard 4 equipment cards from your stash, draw 3 equipment cards from the equipment deck, choose 1 to craft, place the others at the bottom. Any hero may equip the crafted item. So again, you're taking 4 items that you have, and including your backpack stash, drawing 3 brand new cards, and choosing 1 of them. The lamp, draw 1 equipment and 1 consumable. Any hero may equip the equipment, remove the lamp token from the board. So you're just Magic Genie, you get 2 items. Random tokens. There are barrels, shrines, and chests. I don't know if we have minis for all those, but we definitely have tokens for those.
I don't know if we do it. I don't remember.
I don't remember seeing minis for all those. That's fine.
So, I mean, this is a shrine, I'm pretty sure.
That is Shrine-esque. Yeah.
Those are all people.
I don't have any minis on my side over here.
Yeah, it looks like for the chests.
Okay. It's just a chest and a barrel pitcher. It's fine.
Yeah.
When instructed to place a random token, separate all unused.
There's barrels right here.
Oh, there we go.
Sorry, you couldn't see them.
So there has to be a chest.
Right here.
Oh, there we go. Cool. So when interacting with these, flip the token to reveal its backside. So, which means again, you're gonna have to place the actual orange tile underneath the fun minis.
Yep.
If the token shows a condition, take the condition token. If the token instructs you to gain equipment or consumables, draw the equipment or consumables. After resolving, remove the tile from the board.
It's a room filled with shit.
Then, Nick's favorite one, traps.
Yeah.
Randomize the traps, again, because the bottoms are all different. Combatants cannot interact with traps directly. A trap is triggered the first time a combatant enters its square or crosses the corner of its square.
Yep.
Traps are considered free squares that combatants can enter. When a trap is triggered, flip the trap token, reveal its effect, then apply it to the combatant that triggered it. After resolving the effect, it is disarmed, removed from the board.
Cool.
So, like, you could get pushed to and get pushed into a trap.
Yep.
There are scenario tokens. There are 16 double-sided scenario tokens. Here's an example of one of them. If a scenario token or quest token cannot be placed in a square, substitute with any available one. These tokens represent objects, characters, and furnishings that you can encounter in the dungeon. Each token has a unique image that matches a location on the dungeon map. The letter in the corner, is there a letter in the corner?
Of your picture on
Of
here.
each,
On here there is. Not in
of
the
each token corresponds to an entry in the book. Got it. Interacting with the token means exploring what it represents. You could find a trap, you could find a puzzle, you could find a treasure, lore, or sometimes nothing at all. By default, scenery tokens block the square they are in, but do not block vision. So, again, there's scenery, and there's also some quest tokens, which are in here somewhere. Each of the quest tokens has a distinct color. there's red, blue, orange, purple, white, and black quest tokens. These tokens do not hold a general rule tied to them. Instead, they are used in different rooms to represent different situations. By default, quest tokens do not occupy a square, nor do they block vision. But this may be changed by the rules in the book.
Cool.
And finally, the terrains. So some of these tiles could have different terrains. This one actually counts right here.
Oh, it does?
Yep.
Oh, I was going to flip this.
Is
Is
that
that an
anything
example?
special?
Anyway.
No, okay. So there are 3 main types of terrains. You have fire and spikes.
Oh,
Whenever
okay,
a
there's
combatant
fire here.
enters a square of fire or spikes, you take a damage.
So there's fire right here.
Okay? Entering multiple times during a turn applies damage every time. So if you walk twice, boom, boom, that's 2 damage.
Makes sense.
Combatants if they start their turn and end their turn inside a square that is harmful, take a damage. All squares related to them have a, oh, look at that, the icon, a triangle. So there's only one
nice.
triangle,
Oh, yeah.
actually. So that's the fire's
Yeah, it's
only
right
in
there.
that square. Rubble, circles. So everything that has circles is considered rubble. Entering a square with rubble is +1 movement point required.
Oh, crazy. Cool.
This
I
can
didn't
stack
even
with
realize
extra
that.
movement point required. So if you're adjacent to an enemy, that is now 3 movement instead of 2. So 1 for normal, 1 for the enemy, 1 for the extra.
That's crazy. As much as I've looked at these things, I never noticed the little tiny
Neither did I.
shapes in there.
There is no effect on push or pull. So the movement is for like your movement.
Yep.
If you do not have enough movement points, you cannot enter that square.
Makes sense.
And then there's ritual, orders, and chaos ruins. So those are going to be literally the markers of the fist or of like the S shape for chaos that we've seen on plenty of the cards. Whenever an enemy dies inside of an order ruin, the hero that dealt the damage gets 2 souls. Same equivalent for the chaos, you get 2 corruption. Okay. So now we'll hand this over. We'll go front view for a second so we can break this correctly. So this will now talk about, if it wants to go front view, maybe not, there we go. The appendices, which are some of the optional game modes and some of the other ways to play this game.
Oh, it says playing with fewer players or solo. Okay.
Yeah, to start.
Gotcha. All right. So you
Which will
may...
probably be for a 2-player, something in
Yeah.
there.
So multi-turn mode recommended. So this mode allows 2 to 3 heroes to take challenge of the dungeon while keeping the game's balance. So for solo players, you control 2 heroes. You can use the simplified hero for your second hero if you prefer. When setting an initiative, add 2 Amulet of Power cards to it. So for 2 players, the way that we'll be playing, most likely, is each player controls 1 hero. When setting the initiative, add 2 Amulet of Power cards to it. For 3, you would add 1 Amulet of Power card. The Amulet of Power card. So when the turn of an Amulet of Power begins, you choose any hero to take an extra turn. At the start of the turn, the hero gains all spent action points and draws 3 cards. Once per combat, at any time, including on enemies' turns, a hero can turn the Amulet of Power to heal half its maximum HP. So for solo and 2 players only, the hero that takes an extra turn using the Amulet of Power cannot be the same one that already took an extra turn with it on the same round. So we each have to take 2 turns.
Yep.
Pretty simple. Simplified hero mode. This is only for solo. So in that mode, you can play a solo using 2, 3, or 4 heroes. Suggestion, play with 4 heroes, choosing 1 to be your main hero. The others will be simplified heroes. You can also mix any number of normal heroes and simplified heroes as you prefer. So for simple hero limitations, card handling. Simplified heroes draw action cards at the start of their turn instead of at the start of a round. They cannot use instants or abilities. For simple heroes, you effectively ignore the bottom half of the card. After completing its turn, the hero discards all its remaining action cards. Simplified heroes can't draw extra cards, though, through effects. Instead, they heal 1 instead of each extra card they would have drawn. Simplified hero benefits, bonus to attack rolls, roll 1 extra blue die whenever attacking. Spiritual adaptation, spirit flips the upper side of the card, like mind, for simplified heroes, as they can't use the bottom half of their cards. Okay. Concentrated powers. Use 1 action point. Your next attack deals +1 damage per dice rolled. You can use this up to twice on your turn, or use 2 action points to heal 1. You or an ally in range 1 for each dice on your weapons once per turn. General gameplay. Just says, in all other aspects, including basic actions, demonic form, using items, upgrading its action cards, and movement rules, simplified heroes operate just like regular heroes. You, as the player, control their actions the same way you control the main hero. Solo sounds a little more complicated.
We won't be playing that anyway.
Yeah. So then we have playing scenarios.
Here we go.
So choosing a section to play. In the campaign book, select a chapter and choose any section you like. Begin by reading entry 1 of the section and proceed as usual, following all standard rules except as specified below. That's what I assume they're going to have you do.
I really thought it was like separate little cards.
Oh, no. Because the reason I think it was that because there's no dungeon icons on there.
That's valid.
Yeah.
I didn't know that going into today until we figured out there's a bunch of dungeon icons.
Each player selects a hero and demon lord as normal and equips the starting equipment. If the selected section is from chapter 2, 3, or 4, you will start with better equipment. So then it goes over chapter 2. Each hero receives 1 random level 1 item. For each equipment slot. Chapter 3, each hero receives 1 random level 2 item for each equipment slot. 4, each hero receives 1 random level 3 item for each equipment slot. So that means that you're getting more equipment. So what, 2 equipment?
I was balancing out. No, it's at level 3, right?
Level 3 for each equipment slot, though. So.
Yeah, which is armor slot, one-handed, off-handed slot.
Oh, gotcha.
It's just balancing it to like the level of difficulty in that.
Got it.
Chapter.
Heroes will also start with more powerful attack cards following the rules for upgrading cards to build your deck.
Yep.
If you're playing with sections 2, 3, 4. So 2, make 4 action card upgrades. You will have 8 starting cards, 1 card of each levels 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then scales for chapter 3 and chapter 4 as well. After equipping and leveling up your heroes, follow the normal preparation steps for the journey phase, such as placing stat tokens and setting up the power track, then proceed to the dungeon phase. For looting and exploring during the exploration, follow all standard procedures except ignore any facts to be gained and any markings that would be needed in the campaign log. Whenever you would draw equipment cards, draw and gain twice as many instead. Cool. Victory conditions. To achieve victory in the single scenario, you must find the purifying relic and reach the sanctuary door, while ensuring no enemies remain on the board, or defeat the boss if it's an end of the section. If you have explored all rooms before opening the sanctuary, you achieve flawless victory. Congratulations. Cool. So, pretty simple. Yeah, choose a section of the book, do that, and then adjust it slightly so that way you don't have to worry about certain campaigny things. Then we have Hell Rifts. So, the Hell Rift, if you remember, is when you reach a sanctuary. Instead of putting down a tile, you can choose to go through the Hell Rift if there's one on that tile. So Hell Rift is represented by a Hell Rift image on the sanctuary areas of the campaign book. When finding one, you must pick one of the choices. And it, we're going to go to the top real quick. That is the Hell Rift image.
Nice.
Okay. So for exploring a Hell Rift. So you can choose to explore the Hell Dimension, apply the Exploring the Hell Rift rules presented below. Or close the Hell Rift, continuing with the adventure by reading the room 1 of the next section of the dungeon and be super, super lame and a loser. So exploring a Hell Rift. Number 1, roll a d20.
14.
Okay. What's up with 14 today for me? To determine the room tile you will appear in. On a roll of 1 to 17, take a room tile of the same number and use its A side. On a roll of 18 or higher, re-roll.
Oh.
Now you will use side B of the room tile.
3.
If you roll an 18 or higher again, keep re-rolling, but you will still use side B of the room tile.
Is it made it harder by rolling better?
Yeah.
That's some bullshit.
Set up the room. If this is the first room, place the Hell Rift token on any edge of the new tile and place all heroes in range 2 of the Hell Rift. Place a door as far away from the Hell Rift as possible. So if this is the Hell Rift, we'd be placing the door where it is here, which you can see.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Sorry, I'm so used to being top down. I have to keep switch it forward. Okay, so they get villain cards according to the dungeon level by shuffling the appropriate deck and drawing cards. So dungeon 1, get 3 random villain cards, numbers 1 to 6, 2, 3, and 4. It continues all the way up. For Act 2, get 3 random villain cards for numbers 31 to 40. So Act 2 is that entirely separate book. Then if a villain card uses the same base color and shape as another villain, discard it and draw another villain card until all villains have unique base colors and or shapes. Place the villains in range 2 of the room's door and always place them as far as possible from each other. Okay. Following all remaining standard setup rules and begin combat. Important. Heroes do not gain level or action cards after defeating a Hell Rift, even if they rest again in the same campfire. So after a Hell Rift combat. After defeating all enemies of the first combat, draw 5 equipment cards. Choose 1 and place the other 4 at the bottom of the deck. Then choose to return to the campfire following the close the Hell Rift instructions, or keep exploring the rift. To keep on exploring, interact with the door and apply the exploring Hell Rift rules again. When you reach the 3rd room, in addition to the standard villains, place 1 extra villain with a random elite modifier. After defeating these enemies and getting loot, return to the sanctuary. Return to the campfire. After the 3rd room's combat, return to the campfire and apply the rest rules except for gaining level up and getting action cards. You don't gain levels for exploring Hell Rifts, but you can find powerful loot and search for specific pieces of equipment you are looking for, including legendary items. If you die during Hell Rift exploration, return to the campfire and apply all rest rules except for gaining levels and action cards. You cannot re-enter the same Hell Rift, even if you die or choose to leave one.
All right, that's fun.
And there's just glossaries and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Cool. Hell is cool. It's like a roguelite moment.
Yeah.
We're like, hey, let's try to pound our way through. You can choose to stop at any point in time, but you get more equipment the further you go into, especially if you beat the last room, where if we're playing on hard mode, we would have 2 enemies with modifiers. Yeah. Cool.
Well, yeah,
like
so overall, it seems like it's going to be very fun. So the quick recap is you have a journey phase and you have a dungeon phase. Journey phase is building your character out, getting all your cards and equipment together. The dungeon phase is just follow the campaign book here. Literally just read it as it tells you to read it, and it'll show you how to set up the dungeon and just follow along. Do your combat, following the combat rules, open things, interact with things, make it room by room, and once you get to the end, beat the final boss and succeed at that section or scenario that it's called.
Yeah, thankfully, so far from going through that,
it makes perfect sense.
This seems one, not complicated, which is great, and it also seems like it can be like a lot of fun. So the nice thing is, okay, now while playing, hopefully there's no moments where it feels unbalanced, like
brutal
with the enemy, and like we're gonna try hard, and hard shouldn't be impossible. Like it shouldn't feel impossible. It should be like, okay, that one enemy that's really difficult. It's like, okay,
like the big boss might be a little hard, like you gotta strategically do it. But.
Right, but like for this, it's like, okay, you're essentially just have one enemy that you have an extra enemy is really all it is, and they have abilities. Essentially, you have one more extra enemy, and they both have abilities. That's all it's really doing. But we'll see with like the dice rolling how hard these enemies hit based on their attacks and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, what is one of these here? 3 damage.
Yeah, it doesn't seem too bad.
Nah, 9. That's crazy.
Like this dude here, the thug, deals like 17 damage. So like that's just the one card that could be their best card.
And you start off with pretty high health, so
yeah,
it'll be very interesting.
And the fact that it balances that we get 2 turns instead of 1 against them.
Exactly, and that also we can turn these sideways to heal up to half our health.
Yeah. So if you're interested in the gameplay of this, we're gonna do it a little bit differently. Yep. So we're gonna try to bring some friends on to do that scenario mode where we'll just play like one section and not do all the facts and everything of the campaign.
We'll do like the first level with friends on or whatever.
Oh yeah, we can do multiple. Like if we have different groups of friends, we can do a few different sessions. We'll post those here on YouTube. We will play the campaign for sure. Yes. We haven't decided if we're going to stream it or not. If we do, we're going to do something a little bit different on YouTube. But we'll keep you posted as that gets a little closer. And when we find time to kind of hop into this.
Yes.
But we'll definitely get at least one scenario play in relatively soon once we've received all the rest of the things. So we're waiting for acrylic tokens. We're waiting for the action tokens in that update pack.
Yep.
I assume by the end of April we will have those. So hopefully in May we'll be able to get a Saturday session and play this out.
Yeah, and then for now, until we can do that, if you do have an itch to watch us play some sort of campaign game, we do have Dragon Eclipse that we've been going through. It's been about a month or so since we played that, but we should be getting back into that shortly to kind of slowly keep going.
And we have so many other games out there. Yeah. We have Story Month next month. So if you're something like, campaign, you want story games? All of next month in April will be story games. They're not going to be campaigns. They'll be one-off sessions, but all of them are story-based.
Yeah. We're going to be doing Tales of the Arabian Nights. We're going to be doing Vantage by Stonemeyer. We're going to bring back The Witcher of the Old World. with some new people
Yep.
as well. It'll be good fun. And the other one is Lands of Galzir, which is a really fun, more light-hearted at times story game that has skill checks and stuff. I say at times because last time we played, somebody
Got stuck in jail all day.
well, someone found a dying father, and then police found them with a dying father, and was like, "We're putting you in jail. We think you killed him."
Yep.
And then they couldn't get out. It
That's
was great.
hilarious.
And it's like cutesy animals, but like that happened. So
Yep.
it's very, very cool. So excited to do that again. Bombastic will be joining us for that one. We'll definitely have Badass on as well for at least one other one. I'm going to try and get Belladonna back. And then, yeah, a lot of friends. A lot of fun stuff.
Yeah.
A tournament game is going to be Origin Story for next month as well. So another
Nice little
700 game.
fun, small one, yeah.
All right. Well, thank you guys for joining us for this rulebook rundown of Odalin Dungeons of Doom by Dragori Games that we finally got to dig into. Thank you, Dragori Games, for sending over the quick start guide stuff electronically. We are excited to get the rest of the stuff so we can dive in.
Yep.
I'm Ball.
On board.
And we will see you
In
in
the
the
dungeon.
Dungeons of Doom.